recording, right? Just streaming?
Yeah, just hit stream.
Alright, guys. How's everybody doing? This is the final table of event number 3, BlackChip Bounty here at Kojak's in Midland, Texas. We have a pretty experienced lineup. A lot of veterans, probably over 100 years of experience on the table. We have a WSOP bracelet winner. Won a bracelet 2 years ago for about 1.3 million, and yeah, there's a lot of strong players on the table, guys. So we'll get right into it.
He did say something about 100 years of poker experience, but he didn't say anything about 100 years of great poker being played.
You know, there's a lot of gambling that goes on in West Texas, so
Yeah,
we take our licks, we give our hits, and we keep it moving.
for sure.
We get it popping.
Of course, Paul's on another final table. I mean, that guy right there, he breathes in excellent poker with that oxygen tank he's got. The guy, he gets stronger as the day goes. And when he changes that battery, these other players better watch out.
So we have an all-in, guys. Blinds are at 6K, 12K. Brian has 11 big blinds from UTG 1. All in with ace queen. Paul calls it off
With ace
of about
8 of diamonds.
30 bigs or so.
Would it surprise you if Paul hit an 8 here?
Oh, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No, wouldn't surprise me if he hit 2 of them. All right.
Jack 5 deuce, two-tone.
Don't got to sweat so far.
No spades working. Another deuce. This will be a double up for Brian
8 and 8 only.
most of the time. King
No.
of spades.
Nope. Might be time to change that battery pack.
That's
Brian with a huge double up right there. Every time they think they got him out, he just finds a way. Did not properly introduce myself. My name is Abram Smith over here from out here from Celebrity Card Club. I guess the wind blew in some Odessa trash over here. Helped Johnny over here and called this final table.
yeah. Abram's being modest. He's the best dealer that they got in Odessa at our sister club, CCC, and he's gonna try his.
Whoa! Don't gas me up here, man. Making me want to kiss you or something.
Whoa. We ain't gonna do none of that here, fellas. Yeah, Abram is a great dealer. It's always a pleasure to be at his table for sure. Don't
I
have to worry
appreciate
about it
that.
too
I
much.
appreciate that. I would love to give him a compliment back, but anything. I've got nothing to help him with yet. But as time grows, we'll maybe next time I come back, I'll have a compliment
I
posed for him.
appreciate it. Think on it.
There's Rudy. Rudy with a shirt that you cannot read. Wonder what that says on that hoodie. Got a white hoodie on it. The glare.
Folds around.
Rudy just picking up the blinds. Picking up the blinds.
So yeah, who do you got? We got seat 1 is Rudy Borg. Seat 2 we got Vac. Seat 3 is Braxton Dunaway. Seat 4 we got Scott Armstrong.
Oof, Paul waking up with kings right here. See if anyone tries to get frisky on this hand.
Seat 5 Brian Duplantis. Paul Strassner in seat 6.
I was going to bump it up. Let's see what he bumps it up to.
Get to the poker, guys.
Bumps it up to 34,000. Doesn't look like there's any takers. Nassim doesn't try to get cute here with ace-5 off, but wouldn't surprise me if he did sometimes. 3-4. Doesn't look like there's anyone with a fighting chance right here. Just going to take down the blinds, it looks like.
Yeah, he's gonna take it. Take it out.
Hand 11, go out of it.
Paul raises and takes it down, guys. So yeah, closing out the table. It's seat 7, Daryl Hopkins. Seat 8.
I don't know how to get out of here and
Here,
just
give
go
me
to
the
the
30.
next hand.
Chase.
They got a fan in here?
In the hand 12.
Matt, do you know how it goes? How
Um,
to fast forward the hand?
Oh, we're on hand 5.
you just go like this.
Yeah, moving on.
Who's our chip leader at the moment?
I think it's
Hunter?
Paul.
Is it? Hunter
Nah,
with 616.
Hunter.
Yeah, it's Hunter with
Hunter's
616.
got 616.
Wakes up with ace queen right here.
I'm on hand 13. Or hand, this is hand 12 right now. Yeah.
Gonna bump it up. Bump it up to 32,000.
And then do what you can to make sure that it's easy.
Doesn't look like there's any takers in this hand either. Oh, Paul, of course.
That was the best way I knew how to do. Okay.
The question you ask yourself in these situations when Paul has the same hand as someone, is he going to four flush? And would it surprise you if he did?
Can always happen.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, for sure. So
Doesn't look like it's going to happen in this hand, though.
Hunter has the initiative. Paul, I don't think was going to be attacking this kind of texture. It's probably going to go down to showdown without a bet, unless Hunter uses his initiative to generate a fold. He is going to bet turn with the ace of clubs in his hand.
Oh, and Paul shoves.
Paul back raises all in.
Wow.
Really impressive.
I know. This guy just knows, man. He just
Very,
knows.
Very impressive.
Yeah, she can screen.
Wow.
Like we say, Paul breathes excellence.
That was actually really high level play. That texture is dominated by Paul's range. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that 987 texture is going to be dominated by Paul's range quite a bit. Hunter's
Is it?
opening range is going to be pretty high card heavy.
But can you put Paul with a hand that big, being in the big blind in the situation?
Well, he's in the big,
blind.
so yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
He
you can
has-
put him in any two at that situation. This late in the tournament, I mean, what was that just a 2.5x raise?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
he can complete there with a bunch of hands, especially Paul's range this late in the tournament.
yeah, the middling and the lower portions of the deck are going to be Paul's in that
Yeah.
spot, and it was really impressive for him to be able to
See, the little min
recognize
raise.
that and use it.
Oof,
Nassim
might be a bad time for Nassim here.
opens
With
the two bigs.
Rudy waking up with the ace jack of spades.
Let's see what he does here. He's got about 19 bigs. Decides to continue with a call. Vac folds, pocket
fours?
fours.
Do you like that fold there, Johnny? Pocket fours for the min raise.
Yeah, you could
See, out of position there.
jam, but you can't really.
Yeah, I mean, are you jamming though? The blind's being
continue
6-12.
comfortably. It's an option, but it's probably a fold after an early position open and a flat from Rudy.
Yeah, is that scream strength from Rudy right there with the flat?
It can be pretty often. You can flat like really strong hands to incentivize something like this from Daryl, right? If someone is short behind, you think that they're gonna jam, then you can even flat hands like ace queens and even aces, and it plays better as a flat. So you can get the max.
Do you think
Max
Rudy
value.
calls her with ace jack of spades?
He probably
Stacked
does.
half his
I think
stack.
He just has,
Yeah. Was
he
it
has too
60
much in
complete?
there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There it is.
So what is it?
Flip a coin, heads or tails.
6 bigs more. He was in for 2 bigs.
Yeah, still with the 130
another
left. I
6
mean,
to
he's still got a
complete.
lot of. Still got 11 bigs even if he loses here.
Yeah.
11, 12 bigs.
He's got 11. It's enough to work with. You have enough to battle with even if you lose the pot, so it's worth a knockout. And of course there is a $100 bounty in play, so
That does change things. People will battle for $100 these days. Jack 10, 5, river 6.
pocket 8 holes. Pocket 8
Daryl's
holes.
going to live to fight another hand.
So Daryl finds a double up. And that's going to shift everything quite a bit. Rudy is now down to 11. And
It's not how many hands you win. It's the hands that you win.
oh wait, say that again. What are you talking about?
Could you repeat that for me, sir? I don't think that made any sense at all. Looking for that quote. Looking for that next great quote. Next great poker quote.
I don't see the stack sizes. Okay, here they are. So Scott has
Seen with Queen
35K.
Jack of Spades under the gun. Under the gun is first stacked if I'm not correct on my poker positions in tournaments.
Yeah, it's first time.
Alrighty, at least I got that one right. I could be 1-0 in poker positions today. Won't talk about another poker position on the table.
This is interesting. Jamming seems like a mistake. He opts to call.
Different play from Nassim. Wouldn't recognize this tournament Nassim from the cash player Nassim. You guys are two different people almost.
Yeah, in a cash game, he's opening a hand
He
100%
is.
of the time.
This late in the tournament, do you like the the smooth call underneath the gun right there? The hand this big late?
Yeah, poker's about making money, and so in a cash game, survival doesn't pay anything.
But in
whereas
the tournament it does. And you can get away from it from a flop like this for really
Correct.
cheap.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, what is there? Almost
Worked
was it
out.
5 players or 5 or 6 players with the stack between 150 and like 250 at this point.
yeah, everyone is pretty short.
Yeah.
Hunter has 550 from what I can see over here. And then everyone is basically hovering between, what's the average? I think the average is probably about 20 bigs.
How many more hands do you think before
Roughly.
we start seeing a lot of shoves than calls? Maybe another two levels?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to see as many calls.
The hands, I think they're just going to play themselves. There's not a lot of poker left.
No.
Yeah, that hand from Paul was good stuff.
Man,
That was poker, pure.
don't see it much here in West Texas. So when you do, you got to acknowledge it. You got to,
Relax.
you know what I'm saying? You got to.
We got some players out here, bro.
Oh, I don't consider myself a player. I consider myself a dealer. When you watch a lot of people play good poker, doesn't help you.
Yeah,
You're
that's
going to
true.
play the way you play.
Well, at least you do something good.
Hey, man, drink a couple beers, play some cards. Do it for fun. Don't do it for a job.
You deal your ass off, though.
Yeah.
We'll give you that.
The seam here with 10-5 of clubs in the big blind. Ruben
Ruben
gonna complete.
completes
gonna
the
complete with
Jack
Jack Deuce. I hear him say Jack 6 a lot. That's probably the first time I've dealt to him, and I heard him say Jack 6 at least 15 times today. So I'm kind of starting to think Jack 6 is his favorite hand. I don't know. That's just me reading between the lines.
That's his thing. What he
Don't know what
tells me
story that is behind it. I don't know what the story is behind that. You probably know more than I do. What's the story behind Jack 6 and Ruben?
He told me that there was a player he used to play with when he was a younger man, and that was his hand. He used to say it all the time, and for whatever reason, it stuck, and he liked it, and everyone around West Texas knows that Jackson 6 is Ruben's.
So we're saying he's going to get cute with Jack 6. He likes to raise with the hand and stuff like that? Or is that what we're talking about? Favorite hand in that manner? Or
Nah, he won't get crazy with it necessarily, but he will play it, and he'll even flop boats with it and do some crazy stuff, but he doesn't get too out of line with it.
yeah, when people tell you their favorite hand, they're lying. They're like, my favorite hand's 9-10. No, it isn't. Your favorite hand's aces. Come on. Let's be real here. I'm not a person that gets behind those people that say, oh, my favorite hand's 9-10. Are you calling off your stack with 9-10 or are you calling off your stack with aces? That's the question you got to ask whenever someone says, that's my favorite hand. Which everyone has history behind certain hands. And, you hear it a lot. Like,
There's a lot of pain with pocket aces. A lot of times it's a disappointment, whereas you have a hand that's like 10-8 suited, low expectations.
low expectations.
Win some big. Right.
Well, I will say, too, though, you're going to get paid off more with your favorite hand than you are aces.
Correct.
So I guess I'll agree in that, along those lines. So I guess it's seeing it from both sides. Let's see here with 8-4 clubs.
Vac flats, ace, king off
Let's see if this
from
works,
+1.
works in his benefit or not. Do you like to play there, getting cute this late in the tournament?
No, the thing is a lot of
But everyone lives and dies with ace king. Everyone's gonna raise with ace king, and that's it. It's the hand that everyone calls all ins off with. It's ace king.
Right. A lot of people don't like it because they think it's a drawing hand.
Because it is.
But there's value in taking the initiative and generating folds. If you don't raise, you can let them in there with a hand like 3 deuce suited, like in this
Exactly.
spot, and
An
if
ace 3
they
deuce.
hit on you.
Yeah, ace 3 deuce, you're cooked.
Right, right.
Time to go home. Honey, start the car.
So the limp worked out for him this time, but definitely not recommended.
Especially this late in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because taking the blinds down, no need to get cute there. Take the blinds down,
Hmm.
which is big this point in the tournament. Like you said, with what, 5 players hovering practically around the same stack.
Yep.
I mean, because Braxton's
So-
second the chip lead right now. You got the 536 and then 340. It's kind of what we're at right now.
Braxton's in a good spot. He's got 340. Paul has 355, and Hunter's chip leading.
What's our next blind? What, 715?
I'm not sure. I don't see it. It'll probably, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about
That's
right. Oh, man, I've been around poker too long. You start guessing the blind structures. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Paul is going to be flatting here with the 10-7 suited, and the seam on the button with the ladies.
Ooh. He's got his hand on his hips like a lady also. Is that a tell? Did we just pick up a tell from the seam? It's ladies. Tries to pose like a lady.
Ladies pose like a lady.
2 ladies.
He is likely going to be, he doesn't jam.
Wow.
He raises to 55.
Do you like that raise size this late in the tournament?
I do. You kind of want to entice people into the,
Because you don't know how many
To the hand.
other big hands you're going to get. You know what I mean? And it's actually a good point there. But I guess that's why I'm not a good tournament player, because I would have just shoved there.
right. There's a lot of different ways to think about it.
Yeah.
And
Don't outsmart yourself.
that's
A
the
lot of
beauty
people do that.
poker.
A lot of people do that. Start reading too many books.
Yeah,
I have
and
not.
misapplying it. You want it to be in the green? Okay. In the yellow.
Are we not talking loud enough?
Apparently not.
Oh. That's the first time anyone's ever told me that. Scott here wakes up with ace jack of diamonds. He's going to go ahead and rip it. 35,000. That's about the all-in size that you might see a big blind call from. Am I right there, Johnny?
Yeah, from the big blind, they can call. Paul is calling off of, roughly a 20 big blind stack.
Don't see anyone.
Are they at 8K16? Yeah, they're at 8K16, so.
Oh, they're at 8K16. So if you're the big blind here after Paul, like with the smooth call, do you complete 2, or are you folding a lot here?
I'm completing a lot. The bounty is not worth as much as it would be in earlier stages of the tournament, but you're definitely going to want to
You're supposed to. Does the book say
try and
complete
knock
here?
people out. Yeah.
It does. You are okay. That's what I
There's-
thought.
you-
Haven't
you
read too
can't-
many of those.
You can't vocalize it, obviously, but you do want to be kind of like when you're with experienced players and say there's someone that has 2 bigs, right? You're late stage in the tournament. The more people that get knocked out, you're all making more money. And so there's kind of an implicit collusion between the two of you where it's like, hey, this guy is in late position. He puts in 2 bigs from the blinds. We can both complete if you're both experienced and you know that you're going to check down and try and check to the river. If you get to the river and you have a hand that you want to bet for value, you're pretty sure you're going to knock out the guy that is all in, and you can start betting, But
Oh, right here, we've got 4 experienced players at this point right here. Not a bet yet. Oh, we do have a bet.
yeah, he survives. Scott is going to be tripling up here.
Ace jack of diamonds. Final table's the time to get lucky. Doesn't matter how many chips you come to the table with. It matters how many you leave with.
100%. So that's going to shift things quite a bit. Rudy is now the short stack. And 11.
Looks like we got it.
Yeah, it's just hand 11. So we're going to be having technical difficulty, guys. We're going to call out the hand just based off of the action. The graphics are going to be stuck for this hand and
11, 12.
the upcoming hand
Yeah.
as well. Paul is going to be raising here. Looks like, no, he calls. So one call from Paul.
Guess we get to use our imagination in this hand.
And Nassim decides on a fold. Hunter folds. Rudy is counting up his stack. He's deciding on whether he's going to call or shove.
No way, smooth calls here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
by
like
the
he's
way
gonna
he
be
counts
going
it,
with
he's going all in. He reminds me of Jack whenever he does that, where he counts his bet out, takes about 10 minutes. You almost have to call clock, and then he finally puts it in there.
Hey, old timers, bro.
Yeah, you know, something about that old school poker, man. Shout out to Mr. Jack, the natural.
All right, guys. We have an all in and a call from Paul. Paul looks like he has queen 10 suited, ace 5 suited for Rudy.
Man, your glasses work really good because I do not see that.
I see blurs.
I see dead people.
I see dead people. I see the energy. So yeah, we do have queen 10 of diamonds and an ace 5 of hearts. Ace 6 of hearts for Rudy.
And the ace 6 of hearts is going to hold up.
Is going to be doubling up. Paul is bleeding off a lot of chips. He's lost his commanding position at the final table. And, you got to respect it. He lives by the sword, dies by the sword. That is how he
Yes, sir.
collects those chips and always seems to find himself on a big stack. Double-edged sword for sure, but
Double-edged sword. First time I heard that. My intellect, it's not that high, I guess, when it comes to the poker world. Learning some new things today.
we're learning, bro.
Yeah, we're learning. Still, get back to me on the positioning thing. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there on the positioning thing. I heard him say +1 earlier, so I'm like trying to in my head. I'm like, okay, so big blind, and then there's under the gun. Then there's +1.
Then there's +1,
Ah, +2.
+2, +3.
Wow. My goodness, this is my mind is blown right now. I'm like, I'm just learning so much right now.
And then it's hijack, cutoff, and button.
Brian and those
Not
Fig
positions.
Newtons. Man, I tried one of those the other day. Did not realize what Fig Newton was.
No, were you a fan?
And I was not a fan. I almost threw up. Yeah. I'm trying to
That
figure
bad,
out.
huh?
That man is organic till he dies. That's probably why he looks so great at the age he is.
He's impressive, man. He inspires
Yeah.
me.
Didn't realize how old he was until he told me. I was like, no way.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Because I can't say all the old people I know look that good.
Nah, I know people that are 20 years younger than that, man, and
Yeah, I know.
they look older.
Maybe it's the organic Fig Newtons.
It
I have to
must-
try eating those.
it must
Got to
be the
figure out. It must be the Fig Newtons. Must be the Fig Newtons.
Braxton the small with kings. Vac is on the button with ace jack off. He is going to be raising, and
They get it in
let's
here?
see what Braxton decides to do. He could flat.
Nope. And
Nope,
he goes all
he
in.
jams it.
Are you calling here a lot
Vac.
with ace jack on the button this late in the tournament? Or is that super strong, being in the small blind, raising all in there?
No, the small blind is going to be, so in terms of positions, the button is the widest position. So the small blind squeeze is going to be the widest squeeze spot. You can't really flat from the small blind.
Because that shows too
Because
much
it-
strength?
No, when you flat, it puts you in a bad position post flop,
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
and you can't really realize your equity. So it's better to either 3-bet or just fold it. You can't get in there with like 8-7 of spades or suited connectors, speculative hands.
Oh, my goodness. He lays it down. But he had to show first. They always have to show before they lay it down to say, this is what if it was anybody else, I would have called. You know what I'm saying? But because it's you, I'm going to fold.
Yeah, Vac's pretty he's pretty conservative. I think the idea of busting out with ace jack offsuit, he wouldn't be happy with himself the next day, so he decides to let it go.
I don't think there was a hand early in the tournament, and maybe that's why Nassim's still here. I guess he's just playing really good, but my man folds pocket kings on a 10-10-7 board with a race pre-flop to Paul, who was in the big blind. So, of course, his range is huge completing. It was probably a 3x race pre-flop, but he did too much table talk. I mean, he told him, I'll show you if you fold, and Nassim finally lays it down, and Paul shows him queens.
Golly,
And that did put him on tilt for a little bit.
that's a crazy hand.
Yeah.
That is a crazy hand. Yep.
actually not that bad. I'm not gonna sleep either way.
Next hand here, guys.
Jack.
Paul is now opening to 38,000. With King Jack off in first position. Hunter's coming along with pocket fours. Out of the hijack.
Hijack.
Yeah, +4. +4 is the hijack.
Hmm.
Are they 10-handed? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
they're still 10-handed. No one's busted on the final table yet.
It is 10-handed, so yeah, +4. It is actually +4.
You surprised no one's busted on this final table yet? Especially with where the blinds are at and the stack sizing?
Nah, these guys, like I said, to start the show, there's a ton of experience at the table.
So it does tighten up at this point in the tournament, of course. Yeah, especially when you got...
100%.
Yeah, that makes sense. All here with King Jack, facing it all into him. And he calls.
Wow, calls it off
Wow.
with King Jack. He just wasn't.
Would it surprise you if you hit a king or a jack here? Would
Nah,
not
not at
surprise
all.
me. I'm like,
It's
they
a-
always reward him.
That's a crazy call. You know, I think he's probably tilted a bit. He's upset that he lost his stack, and he figures he's got 2 outs. I don't think he considers himself to be ahead. There's not really anything to be ahead of.
No.
When Hunter goes all in here, you know, ace highs beat him, and
Like you said, live by the sword, die by the sword. Plays a hand ace queen off amazing earlier, and then now just calls off with,
yeah,
I would say, 4 outs.
yeah,
So it's interesting.
right. You know, played really well to start, and since then has made his fair share of mistakes. But
That's not going to help.
that'll be the end of it. We are
He's got a-
officially 9-handed.
He's got a handful of bounty chips, though, so I don't think he's going to go home too upset.
Yeah, yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? Hey, the break even
I
is
think
a
he
win.
broke even.
The
I think
break
he
even's a
did.
win. Tell you what, you're not going to be grabbing and shaking the steering wheel when you get home tonight.
Yeah, he broke even on the tournament. Everyone's kind of chuckling. You know, Brian and Braxton are having a laugh because that was
He just lit 400,000 chips on fire in about 10 minutes.
a crazy way to go out for sure. Yeah, Braxton is laughing.
Seems 7-8 of hearts here.
Nassim might play this hand. Not too sure. I wouldn't be playing it off of the stack. That's just me. Let me see how many places are paying out.
5 places.
6.
6 places.
So they are getting close to the money.
Go get the money. Go get the money. Nassim does call here with 7-8 of hearts. Hunter with a huge chip lead now.
He wants to turn up.
What's up?
He wants to talk louder, or at least get closer to the.
Oh, my bad. Am I really whispering that loud? My goodness.
Let's see.
Oh, he wants us to be in the yellow, but we're both in the green. Okay, yeah, I guess we were talking pretty quiet. Yeah, not used to hearing that, but it seems like you're screaming into the mic, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
But you're really not, because I hear myself clear as day. But man, Brian just smiling as always. That guy there.
Look at
I don't know if I'd be smiling that hard with Queen 3 of Hearts, but hey,
right here. We have an open from Nassim Braxton with the 3-bet to 88K with the ladies from the cutoff. Nassim cannot be continuing here, so this will very likely be a muck from him.
hey, you never know.
It's hard to get to yellow.
It is like you literally have to scream, and it's still not getting yellow. Literally, I'm screaming. Nassim completes. He calls here with 7-8 of hearts, facing a 3-bet,
Wow.
88,000 for more than half, almost half a stack. Interesting.
So Nassim is going to gamble.
Ooh, and that's a great flop for
He
Nassim.
might.
Nope, he checks.
He might use the ace to his advantage. But yeah, Braxton's going to continue, and he won't be.
Won't have enough to make him fold.
Yeah,
He's never folding here to a raise.
he's
Yeah,
just going with
50,000
it.
to call. The seam's not going to get cute here. Looks like he's going to let it go. Braxton takes another one down. Keeps his second chip lead right now at 492,000. Here we go. Nassim's going to start us off under the gun with the Jack 8 of hearts. Got almost just barely 7, 8 bigs left.
Yeah, he's got 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Roughly in there. Hunter in a commanding position. He's
Rudy folds a 9, 10 of clubs.
he's in a great spot. Braxton, King, Queen, O from the hijack. Definitely going to be opening here with his stack size. He's second in chips, and he can put a lot of pressure on the cutoff and the button. And big blind is Rube. Rube is pretty conservative. He's not going to be continuing too light. If he folds this ace here, then opening late position is basically a print. So you can start opening pretty wide if he's going to be folding ace deuce o.
Does ace high not hold value on the final table?
It
With
does.
this many players? With this
It
many players
does.
left? I feel like it does.
Yeah, he should be continuing there.
But you're dominated by a lot of hands. If an ace comes on the board, yeah, post flop on it. Yeah.
Right.
Continuation bet scares you.
Yeah, there might be something to it, folding out those weak aces and not putting yourself in a position where you flop an ace, don't know where you're at, and don't know how to continue. He has really good results in tournaments, and so that wisdom might speak for itself. Might be better to just fold it and wait for a better spot. Now we got Hunter under the gun with an offsuit ace. It's going to be a fold. Vac with a suited Broadway with under 10 bigs.
He's going to call here.
He is going to make it 35, looks like. 35K. Just doesn't want to opt for a...
Does he have to call an all-in bet here?
He got a fold from Duplantis. He folded out ace-jack off, which is it's a
Takes
great
down the
result.
blinds.
Yep. There you go.
So if he does face a shove there, is he supposed to call?
No.
No?
Queen jack off, or queen jack suited is
Queen 10 suited. It was Queen 10 suited.
Yeah, but the way you think about it is like there's queen high suited hands, and then there's king high, there's ace high, etc. So queen 10, you start looking at all the cards that are next to it. So like queen 9 suited is one notch below, and queen 9 suited, obviously you're not calling off with that, right? Then you move up one notch on the ladder. Queen jack suited, that can be a little bit closer.
So you're pretty much dominated is what you're saying in most situations when someone all-ins you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Wow. I don't need to read books. I just need to commutate with Johnny Blaze.
So
Way better than books.
I appreciate it.
Way better than
appreciate it.
books. Rudy here with 8s. Raises to 35,000. Nassim in the small blind with a6 suited.
He's getting
It's late in the
short.
turn. Yeah, it's getting short and it's
He's
late.
getting short. He's got 6 bigs. I would rather have ace 5 suited than ace 6 suited. It doesn't seem like much, but the wheel equity is
gotta lay it down.
significant.
Laying it down in the small blind.
That's a good fold.
Is it this late?
Yeah, 100%. You can jam with it, but to call
Yeah.
is a different story,
100 folds queen 8 suited in the small blind. course, Rudy's got a show.
Pocket eights.
Rudy doesn't look like he's talking much. He must not be raking in a lot of pots.
Funny how that works. Huh?
Yeah, it's funny how it like they usually correlate with each other. Raking in pots, more words. Not raking in pots, less words.
Chirping chips
Yep.
is a very
Gives them superpowers almost.
yeah,
I mean, it's superhuman with the chips.
it's a real thing.
It really is.
Vac with Queen 10 of Hearts again. Under the gun.
And Braxton wakes up with tens again. Another pocket pair on the final table. What is that, his third one?
He's had a couple.
He's had a couple.
He's had a couple. It helps to run good.
Hey, I'd rather run good than play good.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But a lot of the time, I don't run good or play good.
Not
Direct correlation.
that usually hurts.
Yep.
Braxton appears to be looking at the clock, trying to figure out something or another. Let's see how he operates here. He's definitely going to be raising it. Sizing wise, he chooses 60K. It's
Daryl wakes up with nines. I think
Ooh.
this could be the end of Daryl. Tough spot to get away from.
Bid 30.
You're never smooth calling, are you, here this late in the tournament with nines?
No, he's got roughly 11 bigs.
Ah, lays it down.
Goes for a fold.
Wow. Some high level poker on this table. Those nines, I probably would have beat Braxton in the pot with those pocket nines in that situation.
The problem is, so when Vac limps under the gun, Vac is going to have some strong hands. He might even have, some
That's
top.
the one you're worried about more than the raise from Braxton?
Well, Braxton is aware that Vac he's not limping with a weak hand, right? So if Braxton is raising a Vac limp, that means that Braxton is more likely to have, not a speculative hand. He's got value for sure. And Daryl understands that, so the pocket nines is a little less crazy,
You want to be raising with the pocket nines, not calling. That's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, you want to jam with him, really. At the stack size that Daryl's at, he's got a little over 11. I think it's like 11 and a half or something like that. And the blinds were about to go up, as they just have. So he's gonna be under pressure for sure. Yeah, that was a tough fold.
Braxton has quietly built a stack up to 556,000 on this final table. Bays to run good.
100%.
I don't think I've seen Brian in any mini hands.
No, Brian hasn't picked up any spots that he can continue with. Braxton is now feeling himself. He's got a stack, and he is going to be putting pressure on people, as he should. It's a bit risky, but I think he might understand that Hunter, even though Hunter has a big stack, Hunter is not going to be widening up and using the stack to put pressure on some of these smaller stacks. And so Braxton is going to be taking the lead as far as pressuring the table with his stack. Granted, he has about 29 bigs, so it's not massive, but you can open the two bigs and you can put a lot of pressure and pick up these smaller pots, pick up the blinds, and it adds up to quite a bit. There's 30K in dead chips every time, and if he can use that stack to collect those, then he puts himself in a good spot to take down first, as opposed to just waiting for a good hand and hoping that you run good and having it.
Is this an all-in spot for Scott here with ace-9 under the gun this late with only 4 bigs?
You kind of have to. He's next to hit the blinds.
And he chooses to raise here.
He raises to 50.
Interesting.
Um,
It's almost like trying to entice a call.
yeah. 50. Yeah, they didn't get it on the. I guess they did. Okay, so raise to 50. The thing is, on these final tables, you can't be scared to die. You can't be scared to bust out, because then it
Well, you're never
It
folding to a
weakens you.
re-raise here, so I guess you really are trying to. And I don't think Braxton's going to smooth call here. I mean, he has to either put it all in or fold.
he has a stack. He might
Yeah.
gamble.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
try
I mean,
not
he's got to put it all in or fold.
Mhm.
Can't smooth call. Does that show a bunch of strength by not going all in and just raising there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know, like say he has a hand like ace king off, I think he just jams, right? If he has aces, it depends on the player that you're facing. From Scott, the ace nine off, he didn't want to put all the chips in, but he knew that it was something that he had to play, and so he put half his stack in. If someone back jams, he will fold
Well, Brent, can I get a chip count? Like, I'm gonna go counter two.
and try to survive. Which valid, you know,
You'll fold with 39 left after putting half your stack in? More than half your stack.
he might.
That's an interesting play. I guess that's high level poker for you because
I mean,
yeah, I'm not to that level yet, so I guess I wouldn't be able to understand or comprehend that.
this isn't poker go, brother. You know what I mean? We are not watching.
Yeah, there is no Tom Dwans, there's no Phil Ivies here. I like to think of myself as a Phil Ivy.
Do you really?
No, I don't.
'Cause you're
I know.
black?
Yeah, it's pretty much because I'm black, honestly. Yeah, that's about it. No other correlation. No other similarities, just we're both black. That's about it. Here we are. Hunter raises to 50,000 with king 10 off. An early position. No, he's not. Sorry, I couldn't see where the button was at. I was just kind of trying to assume positioning again. Like I said, I'm going to be wrong a couple times.
Couple.
Couple. Yeah, a couple. I guess a couple. It's like, yeah. It's like an argument with my girlfriend sometimes. We're only wrong sometimes. How many times is sometimes? A lot of the time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. These women,
Every time.
the ladies are never wrong.
Ladies are never wrong. Still 9 players remain. Only 1 player out on the final table. Daryl with Jack 5 here.
Boom.
There's not been a lot of big hands. Not a lot of 2 people catching big hands this late in the tournament.
No, there hasn't really been any justified bust outs yet. You know, Paul
That wasn't.
kind of did it to himself.
Yeah.
Apart from that, there's been a couple spots where
I think maybe he was just tired. I mean, it's late, and with that last call that he made, I think he was either sleepy or he was trying to. I mean,
yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
That would make some sense.
no, yeah, because you can't try to make sense of that call this late in the tournament. All just assumptions. Hunter here with king 8 off. Don't see either of these players trying to get cute, considering that both of them are the big stacks at the table. Brack's just going to lay down the 7s. No need to battle with the other big stack.
Yeah, that becomes a problem. Respect to Hunter, I stand corrected. He understands the power of the big stack, and he's going to be using it. Especially attacking Braxton, who is second in chips. The threat of elimination from Hunter, which is the only person that can eliminate him, is pretty heavy. And so Braxton, when involved in a hand with Hunter, needs to be basically he can't mess around. He needs to have it.
Yeah.
He can't get cute. He can't try to bluff him. He really shouldn't be doing anything
No.
too silly.
No need to get stacked when you have 4 players at the table with, I would say, 10 or less bigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's less than that. I mean,
There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that are under
5 bigs.
10, and we have Nassim is under 5, Scott is under 5, Vac is at 6. So for him to get out of line would be
Mr. Vac all in with the ace king of
significant.
clubs. I don't think Brian's going to get cuter with queen jack off. No.
he's got
No excitement here. They're going to, like I said, there's not been many hands where there's 2 people catching a decent hand to go all in with. But this late in the tournament, the only way you're going to see some bust outs is some coolers still.
Queens.
I already told him, I was like, bro, I'm not playing good on this final table. That's the worst I've played, but fuck it, now I'm
Are you out?
No, I'm still. Oh, you guys can't see.
We're 15 minutes behind.
Sorry, my bad.
You're good.
I was hoping for a feature right here. Flip the camera.
Man, Nassim's hair looks amazing in that shot. My goodness.
We got Nassim in the booth. Wants to make an
Whoa,
appearance.
yeah.
Baby.
Live stream.
Yeah, baby.
I'm still in. Pray for me. I just want to get top 6. That's it.
That's it.
He's still alive.
That
Still
guy
alive
there.
in the game, guys.
Man, if I could run like Nassim for a day, I might just retire.
Man, it ain't all
That boy runs good.
He can.
Like I said, that boy good. That boy good.
Good, good.
That boy good. I think it's the small shorts that makes him so good. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't get that. But the reason he plays bad sometimes is because his shorts are too tight, so it cuts off that circulation to the brain sometimes, and he'll just dump.
That's a interesting
I mean, it's
theory.
a crazy. The tighter the shorts, the worse he plays. Just saying. Just saying.
Interesting theory. for
What's
sure.
up? Very interesting.
We got some more cameos, guys. Let's
Yeah,
get-
I mean, Rudy had to come in here. He's trying to flex the shirt right now.
We got
You can't.
Rudy
He
in
doesn't
here.
realize that you cannot see the wording on his shirt because it's a white shirt with the glare.
See, look clearly.
No, you can't. You can't. You still can't.
What does it say? Modier.
Oh, this man is not. It's Modier. Is that Italian?
No, it's French. But if you
Oh,
want
it's
one,
French.
It's a clothing store in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, I think he has a sponsorship. I don't know. I don't know who he convinced to sponsor him. I think that he bribed him.
You got an all in, guys.
How much more time do you got to-
Daryl on the button.
With King 10 off.
King 10 off.
Just trying to take the blinds down, it looks like.
And he's going to
No.
get it through.
Yeah, Nassim can't really call there.
Now has 9 bigs.
I will say there's the 2 best looking commentators I've ever seen in here.
Whoa. He just, I mean,
Wait.
I think
Appreciate it.
I think my man Nassim here is trying to gas us up a little bit. You know what I mean?
I guess we look all right.
Maybe it'll help him run good. I don't know. Maybe it'll help him run good. Sheesh.
Are you guys on break or what?
Yeah.
Are you? Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah. We cannot assume that Rudy and Nassim are still in the tournament because you never know.
We have a 15-minute lag, guys, so we're still in here doing our thing, but they have a little break for themselves.
Yeah,
We got 9 left.
time for the cigarette smokers to. But nope, I think everybody in a poker, what I've learned, there's a lot of people that dip in poker, and I guess it's so they can miss less hands. You can still get that tobacco fix. It's actually pretty smart when you think about it.
Yeah, it's also just part of the culture here in the oil field. You know, oil field culture. There's a lot of drinking, and there's also a lot of dipping. And you think about it, it's just a cowboy thing, you know.
Yes,
West
sir.
Texas.
I'm just a cowboy. Yeah. Nassim with 9s here. I think we're going to see it get in here. He is going to get it in there. Braxton already raised to 45,000. I think he completes here every time.
He's gonna have to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the danger. I think. Yeah, from +2, 8-7 off.
Again, is that just him
That's-
using his big stack here in this
That's him trying to
situation?
use- He's overestimating how big his stack is.
But it's,
and
it's an interesting race, though, because like you said, if someone does, in this situation, Nassim does shove, you have to complete. So you're
yeah, so now you're on the hook for
pretty
you
much
know,
whatever they have, yeah. Every time.
3.5 bigs, and that's not ideal
Hey.
because you're
3.5 isn't not ideal, if you know what I'm saying.
relax.
All in here. Nassim in a great spot here to double up late in the tournament. I mean,
Yeah, we know he survives.
oh
Oh.
my goodness.
Oh, he doesn't have 8-7. He has
Whoa. Oh, he has
A7 of
A7 of diamonds. Okay, sorry about that, Mr. Braxton. We were underestimating your raise there. I was like, what a crazy flop right there if he does have A7. I mean, 8-7. I guess that's another bad beat story.
Yeah, he wishes he had
Yeah.
8-7. That's
Yeah,
fun.
another bad beat story to hear on the way out.
All right, guys.
Timely double up from Mr. Nassim.
For everybody listening, if you are in the area, we have a mini main event running this weekend. Sunday is going to be the day 2 of the event. We have 2 flights tomorrow and 2 flights on Saturday. First flight tomorrow is going to be 1 p.m. Second flight starts at 6. And on it should be the same for Saturday, and I believe they're going to be doing a turbo late in the evening on Saturday. Day 2 is going to be 1 second to pull it up. I'll double check on that. But tomorrow's gonna have a bigger turnout for sure. There's a lot of people that were stuck at work, and the turnout for tomorrow is gonna be significantly bigger. Today we had 49 unique entries. We had 18 rebuys and 25 add-ons to give us a total prize pool of $19,300. Decent for sure.
There's some money out here in West Texas, ladies and gentlemen.
And this was just one of our mid-series events. This is not the main event, and like I said, the mini main is going to be this weekend. So
I think it should crush that 20,000, considering there was almost 19.3 total in the prize pool today.
oh yeah,
Worth
oh
the
yeah.
bounties, I mean, that 20's being very modest. I think it could probably get close to 40, 50.
I would think so too. Hopefully we can get a turnout from the Odessa crowd. We didn't have anyone from Odessa really. There was a couple, but not like we could have. There is quite a lot of players in the area that play poker, play really good tournament poker, and just haven't turned out for the series so far.
Maybe
I
saving those
expect-
bullets for the main.
Yep.
Saving those bullets for the main.
Yes, sir.
445.
When you're taking off the headset,
Got you. Do. Getting late in this tournament. Time to catch some cards or catch a cab home. Still only one bust out on the final table. After about, what are we at? About 30 minutes of play right now. But I think you're going to start seeing a lot more shoves at this point now. With the blinds getting up at 10-20. A lot of people with, like you said, under 4 or 5 bigs. Not going to see as many smooth calls from players like Scott, Nassim, Vac. Just
yeah, even
this late in the tournament, it's pretty much all or nothing.
100%. I agree. Even for players that don't want to put in all their chips, you're kind of forced to. You can't afford to let the big blind in at a good price, and then it's hard to flop a pair, So if they flop a pair and they stack off, you're just burning your stack. So you have to decide what you're willing to go with and just go with it, and let the chips fall where they may. There's no room for poker, no room for making plays or navigating. You just
Not at
put
this
it
point
in
the
and
tournament. Yep, put it in and pray. Hunter just taking down the blinds there.
Yeah, it should be one.
Rudy putting those chips close to the line. We all know he's not just going to shove.
Yeah, Rudy likes to do a lot of posturing. He's a character, man.
Yeah, he's pretty entertaining. If he was as good as he thought he was, I think he'd be a pro.
If he was as good as he thought he was, he would be the best.
He'd be the best.
You have to have confidence in yourself.
Yes, you do. If you don't got confidence in yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you?
Exactly. So I don't fault him for it. He has made a lot of
Final tables, you don't make a lot of final tables for nothing over here.
100%.
Usually it's a lot of the same people in the final tables, and that does speak a lot on the amount of good poker that is played. It's hard making a final table, especially with all these wild cards that are out here. A lot of beginners learning tournaments, a lot more, how would you say, landmines to deal with.
Yeah.
In tournaments, especially out here in West Texas, because everyone, whenever they're beginning, a lot of players watch these poker videos and they think that they understand the game, if that makes sense. But actually playing with complete strangers, that you can use that to your advantage. Am I wrong in that statement? Because a lot of these players too, they do play a lot of tournaments against each other, which I don't know if that negatively would impact how you play or in situations like that. I mean, speaking from experience, Johnny, do you think it does help or hurt playing against the same players a lot?
So playing against the same players, you do get a sense of their tendencies, how they think. if you're paying attention,
As opposed to being a complete stranger coming in one of these main events and stuff like that.
right,
You
right.
are at a disadvantage, you believe? For sure, right? Or maybe it does work in your benefit. It does work both ways. But I think it's more, in my opinion, I think it is more negative than it is positive. Being a
Yeah.
complete stranger as
Yeah,
opposed to people. Because you're going to get a lot more respect folds and situations and spots that allow you to take down blinds in this late in the tournament and stuff like this. As like you said, someone like Daryl, who maybe isn't, he does have a great level of thinking, so his shove does hold a lot more value this late in the tournament as opposed to someone that you don't know.
right. So your decision making when you are familiar with your opponents, it's going to be a little more clear because it's based on data that you've seen them show down. If you go to a big tournament, say you're going to Vegas or say you're going to Austin or Dallas or Florida or any of these other events, you don't have the luxury of waiting for all the showdowns. So you have to be able to size up a person and see.
You're looking at the chart a lot more.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do that, but
yeah.
also just their character. You know what I mean? Like image plays a big role in tournaments, and so pay attention to the kind of clothes they're wearing. You know, are they married? Are they unmarried? What age they are? How frequently they're aggressive or not? And pay attention to showdowns because if they're showing down, a strong hand and they're not playing it aggressively or they're not going for thin value or there's a lot of deductive reasoning that goes into it, and so you can get one bit of information, and if you can extrapolate like a whole list of data from that one data point, then you're in a good position to be a good poker player. You don't have the luxury of just playing with people for 10 years or 5 years or a year. You just got to be able to look people up, kind of size them up, and figure out where they're coming from and how they think.
Pretty
That's
much,
what it takes.
yeah, and you can't be looking at your phone as much. As you said, you have to posture where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Pay a lot more attention to detail because all that information is key.
100%.
But I do have this sort of rule whenever I play poker. If they're over 70 and they raise, I'm most likely folding. That's just my opinion. Something about those old timers, man. I give them a lot of respect.
Yeah.
You gots to, though. They've been playing poker for 50 years. Come on.
Yeah, you definitely have to. With
Yeah.
the older dudes, they're not doing
They're not getting cute a lot of the time.
life. Life tends to beat the foolishness out of you. You know, sometimes it doesn't, but
Yeah.
we tend to make a lot more foolish mistakes when we're younger.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, man, play bad, run good. That's
So-
what I say. That's my motto. Play bad, run good.
All the best do. That's what the best
Yeah,
players
you know
do.
what I mean? You know what I mean? Difference between the winner of a tournament and the loser of a tournament is the other guy is just lucky. There it is. That road to Vegas is still going on. 2 seats. Tell us a little about that, Johnny. I know you know a lot about it. Way more than I do.
I honestly don't. I'm just kind of playing around with this thing. So the road to Vegas, it has been running since March, since the second week of March, and it's going to be going through the end of the series. All of our players are battling for points that are being gathered through the weekly tournaments. All of the tournaments in this championship series are qualifying for points as well. There is going to be 2 seats to the main event. The Tournament of Champions is going to be going to all first place winners of our weekly tournaments and of the championship series here. And they'll be playing, I suppose it'll be maybe 30 players total.
Because there's a tournament of champions, which is if you won any tournament, you qualify for that one.
Right.
And then there's a tournament with points. So how many people get into that one on the points one? Is it just 10? Or the tournament of champions is going to have more than 10, but the points ones is only 10, correct?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Tournament of the Leaders is going to be the best one to get into just because you have better odds. It's the top 9 points leaders.
It's 9? It's a 9-handed?
Top 9.
Oh, okay, it's 9. Okay, that makes more sense.
They'll be battling for the 10K main event, which is nice.
Does the main event hold more? Let's say you were to win the mini main. Does that hold more points value as opposed to some of the other tournaments, or is it all tournaments hold that same point value when you win them?
You know, that's a good question.
Because that is a more difficult. I mean, we're talking about the field's probably going to be a lot larger for that one if you think about it towards entries wise.
Yeah,
So-
I will double check on that. That's a great question.
Because it is. I mean, let's say like someone that's barely coming, if they were able to win this tournament, would that not? Actually, I mean, you'd already be in the tournament champions if you won it. But I'm just saying, like, does everyone still have a chance to get in that points factor, considering where we are late into it. If you get what I mean, considering how late we are in points.
Nah. I don't think, like, say you're someone from Lubbock or from out of town and you're going to show up and you win the main event. You're not going to be in the tournament of leaders.
But you are going to be in the tournament of champions.
But you will be in the tournament of champions.
Which that's going to have. I mean, how many total tournaments do you think we've had up to this point?
There's been a lot.
Quite a bit. So that's going to have a way larger field in that tournament of leaders.
Let's see. Let's do the math. It's March. There's been 3 weeks in March, 4 weeks in April.
That's going to be a pretty large one. You're talking about 40, at least 30-something players, 30-some-odd players for that tournament of champions, you think? Tournament-wise? Let's say, 4 tournaments a week?
There's 3 a week. So 3 a week, and there's about 10 weeks. So there will be probably
there's a couple multi-winners, yeah. So something about like
25.
25.
I would imagine.
You know what's better than 23?
Nothing.
24.
Is it?
Yeah, SpongeBob.
Kobe.
Come on, you don't know SpongeBob?
No.
You don't know SpongeBob?
Thanks.
Man, crazy.
And what else we got?
Shout out to my SpongeBob fans out there. You know what I mean?
That's all you know.
Oh, yeah, Johnny. Might be a little too old to know about SpongeBob.
Man, I don't partake in the television programming. That is not.
Oh, they have a
not my
horse
thing,
race?
man.
Sign me up. Oh, that's prize wheel. Okay, I thought that was for the tournament. You think
Nah,
they're going to have
looking
a horse race for that high rollers? For us people out here that ball on a budget, you think we'll be able to? I think they did one last year, right? Did they not for the high rollers?
What's
did
that?
A horse race? Everybody put in like 100 or something like that, and then one winner wins a seat into the high roller.
They might do that.
I think because Joni did that last year. I mean,
100%.
she ran that 100 into a third place finish, and she was balling
No
out of
kidding.
control.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Saturday. Some horse races for seats into the high roller. That's just par for the course in a big tournament series like this.
Yeah, put that 100 in, rip the Band-Aid off. Win a seat or don't. Find out in 10 seconds.
No gamble, no future, as they say.
That's the only thing that I do that lasts 10 seconds.
Ooh, here we go. Single view commentator.
Man, who's that handsome guy in that video right there? Golly. They say the camera adds 10 pounds. I don't believe that one bit.
All in for 170.
Man, I wish I knew I was going to be on this. I would have got a haircut as fresh as Johnny Blaze if I knew I was going to be on here.
I didn't know I was gonna be on here either, dog.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
I could tell. He got the slick back going. My boy looking fresh with the vest on.
And I always wear a hat. For whatever reason, I decided not to wear a hat today. Just show off
Showing off the cut.
my cut.
I don't know. Shout out to his barber. Whoever you are, you'll never see me.
Yeah, she does a good job. It's I believe it's Lisa Marie's Cuts over on Midland Drive. She does a great job. Honestly, glad that I found her. Normally, I would have to worry about getting a haircut and didn't really find.
Getting that free, what's it called? That free promotion right there.
Yeah,
It's better than free.
free advertising for my
Free
girl.
advertising's amazing. That's what Rudy tried to come in here and get with that hoodie.
Yeah.
Free advertisement. He
ain't-
tried.
we ain't doing it. We ain't doing
He tried. Yeah, we can't spell that.
No. Huh? All right, guys, we're just waiting for the action to return here. Jason is coming in. Oh my word, we famous, bro.
Yeah, no, dude. Mama made it. Mama made
We
it.
made it. Yeah, we got Jason in the box. He's gonna be dealing out. Button is gonna be starting off Vac. Scott in quite a predicament. He's got 95K right now. Blinds are gonna be coming back to probably 10K, 25K.
10K 25. It's time
I would think.
to push and pray almost at this point.
Where are they at? Well, no, they're still at 10K, 20K.
You think there's going to be a lot of players that get shorthanded when you get down to probably like 3 players? You think this tournament has a lot of play in it, considering the structure?
Nah. The heads up is probably going to take a bit. I would think for sure. There's going to be more hands to come than we would expect, because of the players that are at the table. They're pretty conservative, and
Here's Scott, ace 5 off. He's ready to get it in there.
it looks like they're not just putting the stack in. They're just opening pretty
Ace
often.
5 versus 10-5.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me if I seen a 10.
Man, that's a lot to call off. I'm curious.
Yeah, I know, right? 95.
Nah, you know what it is? Braxton raised. It was
Oh, okay.
it was blind versus blind.
Yeah.
So Braxton raised. That's a good raise. You know, hands like that. When you're against a person that
Oh
is
my
gonna be
goodness, we got to
overfolding.
sweat. Oh, 4 flushes.
Ooh,
My
got him.
goodness.
That's why you
Man,
do
it plays to run good.
That's why you do it.
Man, it plays to run good. My goodness. That's what they say. Good poker doesn't matter once you put the chips in there.
Nah, brother.
Nah.
That's a good raise.
It is.
You're not really playing. You're not waiting to play your cards again. You're just playing the frequencies.
But
Scott.
1025 with his stack size, is he ever folding to a raise there? I mean, he put.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
1/3 of his big.
He will.
He's left with 2 bigs left if he folds.
100%. He'll fold. 100%. He'll fold probably like. He'll fold a lot of jacks. He'll fold out 10s. He'll fold out 9s.
9 highs? You're
He'll
talking about
fold
9
out-
highs, right?
Correct.
Okay, I thought you were talking about jacks. I'm
No,
like,
jack highs, 10 highs, 9 highs, queen highs. He's folding out all of his weak queen highs. His king highs, he's probably folding out.
you know,
King
there's-
deuce, he's folding. He's probably folding all the way up to like king 8. I don't know if he's going to be calling that off, but he should be.
Speaking of jacks, though, there's about 250 ways to play them, right? And they're all wrong. All of them. I don't know if you've seen that video where it shows, like, it was 1,000 ways to, like, play jacks, and it just shows them, but they're all losers. Like, it's pretty funny. You got to watch that.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen that.
hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Is it like a TikTok? Something like that?
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah, TikTok, it brainwashes you. Ace 8 here, Braxton. Seems like it's just a lot of Braxton raising and a lot of folding.
Yeah,
Oh, we
he's
put him all, we
playing.
put Brian in all in right there. Yeah.
He's playing good. That's not even a crazy hand. It's just you have an ace on the button, you just go with it. So Braxton's playing well. Hunter.
He's just maintaining that big stack right now.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem like he's gone up or down. He's just maintaining. At this point in the tournament's crucial.
Yeah. What else we got?
But you don't want to be too passive, right, when you're the big stack, because then you're allowing the other players, like, let's say, like, you're allowing Braxton to catch up with you whenever, as you get on later, closer to, like, heads up and stuff like that, right?
Sorry, say again?
No, I'm saying, like, you want to continue your aggression also, because you don't want to allow someone like Braxton to just catch up to your chip lead, factor in as you get later on in the tournament, because he's taking out players, and you're kind of just maintaining. So by the time you do get heads up, your chip lead it's gone.
It's a balance. Poker's always about balancing when to attack and when to fall back. And so I don't think he's going to be too worried. Coolers are still going to happen. For all we know, Daryl goes on a heater and he ends up, chip leader.
Survive. You never know when those cards are going to turn.
It's heads up. Yeah, so you just do the best with what you got and accept the result, really.
Poker's like life. You just play the cards that you're dealt. Read that in a book one time. Thought I'd use that. Wasn't a poker book, though.
Sorry, guys. Nassim
Rudy here
folding a
waking up with
suited
pocket
queen.
eights.
Hunter 7-6 suited opts to fold it out.
It's just a shove from Rudy, right? Easy shove. Yep.
Yeah,
course, yeah.
it's a pair.
Yeah.
So like it's funny, a lot of the more experienced players, we should say, in terms of how long they've been
jack
playing,
of clubs.
they're more often to shove with pairs than they are with big cards. So say they got like ace queen, they're more comfortable having pocket eights or pocket nines.
As opposed to ace queen, ace king.
Yeah, yeah.
At this late in the tournament, yeah. Because like I said, it's hard to make a pair. It's hard to make a pair, but if they make a pair, usually you're dead.
Right.
You think Daryl gets in here and makes the call here?
He's got 5 bigs. He's from the small.
I think he's just trying to put Rudy on a hand that just has him dominated here.
So he's got, he's got a button coming up on the next hand, and then he'll have a couple of hands. Yeah, he goes with
Yeah,
it.
he has
That's-
to, I think.
That's a good call off.
Yeah.
Say Rudy has ace king, he's pretty live. If he has all the pairs under the jack, then he's flipping. I don't know if Rudy has any dominated queens in that spot, which is kind of a problem, to be honest. But it ends up being a good call in this particular spot. Rudy could have him smoked. He could have
Picks up some outs here. King helps him also now.
big pairs, and then he's done.
That's not going to help. 5 on the turn. 5 on the river. Daryl's gone in ninth place.
Yeah, queen jack, man. Like I was saying, calling off is not the same as shoving, and so that queen jack suited, I'm not entirely sure if it's a mistake or not, but it might be a mistake to put it in there, facing a shove.
Got to win flips. Got to win flips on that final table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got queen high, so like you want to have at least there's some value to having ace high. King high is a little bit worse. Queen high, if you miss the board, you're stuck with queen high, and there's no showdown value. You're not going to beat nearly anything, so it's a problem to call it off there, probably. Again, it ended up being a flip, but overall versus Rudy's range, it might be a mistake.
Rudy just quietly ran a stack up to 415,000.
Mm-hmm.
That man, he just catches cards when he needs to.
I believe Rudy has made the final table at all 3 events of this series so far, so definitely impressive. He does good, man. A lot of people try to say that he's not as good as he thinks he is, but man, the man gets results in a lot of situations, so I tip my hat to him for sure. Braxton off of a big stack. What's he got? 24 bigs, 25 bigs. He will probably be opening the queen jack O from the hijack. It's worth an open, and then if you face resistance, you just muck it, obviously, but very often you're going to open and just take down the 40K in blinds. It's also smart there. I don't know if during that table talk, Braxton might have been trying to get a read off of the players to his left. So like when you tank, if you just look down on your hand and you open immediately.
Ace 9 off here. Do you think he gets it in there? This point in the tournament with the big blind?
5 bigs.
I mean, how much of a better hand are you waiting for, honestly?
Versus Braxton?
Lays it down.
Versus Braxton, it probably is a get-in.
And you're super close to the money bubble because I think there's 7 players left. So I think, 2, 4, 6, 7 players remaining.
And
So that-
6
so that-
play?
Yep, 6 pay. We're in that bubble. Somebody's bubble's going to get bursted.
Yeah, the bubble does affect it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that much pressure, though. He's tied with Ruben for second to last. Vac is the small stack at the table.
But he's still got 5 bigs.
So yeah, he's got enough to try and survive. The bubble is huge. The difference between 0 return on your money and whatever the min cash might be is massive. It
Hope
gives
he
you
gets-
bullets for the next one.
Yes, sir. I hope he gets bullets for that tournament tomorrow, that mini main. Every bullet matters. All bullets matter.
Oh no. Oh no. All chips matter.
All chips matter. They all matter.
They all have value. Yeah, but some chips are worth more than others. That's just it is what it is.
It
dog.
is what
I'm
it
sorry.
is. It is what it is. guys.
These guys.
These guys are crazy, man. Ruben here with the shove. A7 of hearts.
Ruben all in. Ace-7 suited from the cutoff and the seam.
Does that money bubble
with a
change
pair
the
of
seam's call here?
sevens.
Does that money bubble change his call here? If he calls or
Man.
folds?
When Ruben shoves, I probably would fold 7s here. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's smart.
I heard someone talking about that early on, Ruben. Like, Ruben folds. I mean, if Ruben goes all in,
He's got something.
anyone with Ruben, I would call. Don't you just love when people say that?
He,
Just
he,
love it when they say that.
he won't step out of lines
Love it.
like nearly ever, but he will do it. I've seen him do some stuff where he uses his image, you know.
Yeah. I haven't seen him get out of line at all today, or especially on this final table. I mean, he's in there with premiums with A7 this point in the tournament. I mean, that is pretty huge, honestly.
I've seen some great players that use their image. So say they'll play conservatively for the first, you know, the major part of the tournament. They're playing conservatively and they're setting up their image so that no one thinks that they're bluffing. And then once they start getting towards the end of the tournament or they're at the final table, they start stepping out of lines to use their image to generate folds because people think, hey, this guy, he's been super conservative. He's scared money. He's X, Y, and Z. And
Maybe you can use that to your advantage later on in the tournament, like stepping
Yeah.
out of line and, like you said, getting hands like a pocket seven's there on the button. I mean, I think if it wasn't the money bubble, Nassim calls there easily, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that money bubble, it does change the action quite a bit.
yeah. If he was already in the money, he's just stacking off. He's going with it.
But the question you have to ask yourself too is, what hand are you waiting for if you're folding pocket sevens there
in
in that situation? I
he's
mean.
waiting for a bust out. He's not waiting for a hand.
Yeah.
He's either trying to shove with premiums like, you know, 10s plus, 9s plus probably, depending on the spot.
I mean, that makes a good point. Like I said, waiting on a bust, because right here, I mean, wakes up with queen jack offsuit. I mean, on the button, and he just lays it down.
Yep.
But it was a raise. I mean, no, he wasn't on the button, but
And
again,
back.
there I go with positions again. He was 2 behind the button, all right?
Yep.
So I think that's what is that? Under the gun +2. My positioning coach there. Oh, it was +3.
It was, man. I lost my space. So
Yeah.
right now there's you usually count from behind, right? So it'll be Rudy right now is button.
Brian patiently waits and finally wakes up with a hand here. Brian's been folding a lot, man.
This is gonna be a
And there it is, the all in.
second hand maybe. Yeah, like Brian's talking him up.
Yeah, those 40,000 blinds matter. It's like, let me have those blinds. I'll take those blinds right now. Just let me have them.
And if you pay attention, you know, Braxton there, when people are talking, you're gathering information. You're not just chopping
Nassim
it up.
lays down
You're trying
fives
to see-
again. He's waiting on a bust out, like he said.
Wow.
I mean, folding pocket fives in a situation this late in the tournament, he's just waiting on a bust out.
Yep.
But also, he's also watched Brian play very conservative for the past, and that's Brian using his image. Of course, he does have a hand here, but like he said, image does pay off later on in the tournament.
Yep.
Which I would say Brian is a lot more of a looser player early on in the tournament, but he does turn into a different player come late time. He does make quite a few fighter tables himself too.
He plays completely differently. You know, most players they will play very differently in a tournament compared to cash. Like you've seen Nassim. I'm sure
Didn't
you
recognize him.
didn't-
Yeah,
you
if
didn't
he
think he
if
had
he didn't
those
have those
years.
small shorts on, I wouldn't recognize him.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
there's a lot more to poker than people think. You know, there's a lot going on underneath the surface that takes a lot of on the felt experience to actually see.
Ruben goes all
And
in again here
it's-
for 190.
It's an incredible game.
And I think
It
it's
is.
back. He realized it's time to just get it over with. Rip
That's-
the Band-Aid off.
Yep, he's going for it.
I mean,
and
you're not going to wake up. You're not going to find a better hand than Ace Jack suited.
He's in a good spot.
And our money bubble is going to come down to this hand right here. I'm not a betting man, but I'd love to be 66 over 34.
Yeah, and if you
Every
look at
time.
it, it's not that bad. You know, being
Ugh.
ooh,
Ugh. He's got some chop outs though. He hit a 9. And that's our money bubble there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, it isn't. No. Ruben still
Ruben doubled
left.
up,
Sorry,
right?
yeah, Ruben. No, yeah, Ruben doubled up. Huh? So that puts Vac very low then, huh?
Mhm.
Wait, I'm confused on that one right there.
Vac doubled up.
Back one then. Okay, he did, and
he was
Ruben
the
just
short
has.
stack, and now Ruben is the short stack, and Vac. They flips places essentially.
Okay, yeah. Pays to be conservative sometimes.
yeah,
Vac's been folding some pretty decent sized hands.
Mm-hmm.
And they paid off right there in that hand. And now, like you said, Nassim and Ruben's gonna have to. They're gonna have to make a move now. Cause that puts what, VAC up to 200,000. Yeah.
10 bigs.
Yeah.
Still short.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Fat boy.
Yeah. Guess that camera did add 10 pounds. That chair almost didn't make it. Goodness gracious. Mamma mia.
Abram almost broke our chair here, man.
Yeah.
Both.
Lean back a little bit too hard. Hunter here wakes up with some 10s.
Let's see how he plays it. He opens to 60.
Ooh,
Duplantis,
Duplantis
with the
with some
kings.
kings. Might be a double up time for Duplantis.
He's in a good spot.
I don't think Hunter's ever folding here with his stack size.
And if you pay attention, it's kind of crazy, you know. Kings versus 10s, you're what is that, 3-1? 3-1 dog, which is
That's crazy.
not that bad.
Why
You know?
why is it 3-1?
His hearts are live. He's live on diamonds.
Are live. Okay. Yeah.
He can make straights.
And there he
it
goes
is.
right there. Just a great flop for 10s.
Now he's a small. He picked up a set. He picked up a straight draw and a flush draw.
That's a brick on the turn.
So.
Oh, what a sweat. Oh my goodness, he gets there. Pays to run good, ladies and gentlemen. Pays to run good. Good run for you, Mr. Bryan. Good run.
Yes,
And that's I guess Nassim's little patience has paid off for him.
There it is.
He made the money. Tells Hunter thank you after that one. Pretty much everybody I think at the table is thanking Hunter right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ruben.
It's huge.
I mean, Ruben, that's huge.
Yeah. Look,
You're down to 4 bigs, and
bubble is bursted. Pay attention to Braxton. Look, he's locking in. There's been a shift in the dynamic. Once the bubble is bursted, the play is going to be significantly different. Everyone is guaranteed at least their money back and a little bit of profit, depending how many bullets they're in for,
what was 6th place? 1,300?
and something like that. I think it was like 1,100 for 6th.
Oh, yeah, for 360. I mean, 360 and 200 add-on, 560. I mean, at least guaranteed at least double your money right there. Rudy picks up ace-king, of course, and he's going to put it in there. You're never trying to raise right there with ace-king? Are you not trying to get any value, just trying to take it down? And Ruben wakes up with queens.
I think I probably just stuff, honestly.
Yeah, just trying to take the blinds down, especially this late in the tournament with
Yeah.
stack size, stuff like that.
For sure.
Ruben gets queens. I mean, let's see how this one goes.
80K. So regardless,
Good old-fashioned heads or tails. Gotta win those flips.
yep.
Gotta win those flips.
There's
Ugh,
the king.
there it is. There
Ruben
it
has,
is.
He has the hearts working for him, and obviously he has.
Oh, he does pick up some outs down the
he has
turn.
2 outs.
And
That's it.
that's it.
Elimination.
Just hit both of them, I guess. That's how you know you're running good. We just hit the unnecessary ace on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
So 5 left.
5 players remain. That pay jump, is it significant pay jump from 6th to 5th? Well, that's still some money, though.
Let me
It's still money, though.
pull it up.
Every dollar matters. Good run for you, Mr. Ruben. Your efforts are going to see a reward. He's going to take home $1,100.
Yeah, he's done good. I believe he made the final table yesterday as well.
Like you say, it's the same suspects, the same pitchers. You know, they take those pictures, it's always the same ones, and there's a reason for that.
Yes, sir.
There is a reason for that. Yeah, 6th place. Oh, they did a 7th place save. So 7th place got $500.
Gotcha.
So Mr. Bryan did get his money back for his efforts.
Who just? We got 5 left. 5 left on the stream. There's actually 4 remaining, so we're gonna be seeing
Bust out here
a
pretty
bust
soon.
out here in the next 15 minutes or so. 5th place is paying out $1,200. 4th place paying out $1,480, a $280 jump. 3rd place is $2,060, which is a $580 jump. 3rd to 2nd is a $1,000 jump, and then 2nd to 1st is a $2,000 jump. Nassim has aces and Braxton has 9 deuce suited. He might be cracking the seam here. This might be what takes us to 4, which is pretty sick.
That boy run good.
That boy run good, especially in final tables.
Oh, and he
Yeah.
flops a freaking hard draw.
He's gonna get.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, 4 bigs is kind of wild. That's a lot to put in.
No way
With
he gets
9
there.
deuce and
He gets there. He
Yep.
just always gets there.
That is how you win a bracelet, ladies
Yep.
and gentlemen.
That is how you do it. He just knew it was coming too when he flopped that hard draw. He just knew it. Never sweat free when you get aces.
Look.
Again, that goes back to someone's favorite hand out there is deuce 9, and there's going to be a story behind it.
100%.
And, of course, it cracks aces. But I'll tell you what, give me aces every time, and we'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah, 100%.
Give me aces every time.
100%. So I'm the seam out in 4th or in 5th,
Fifth, yeah.
excuse me.
Let me get,
Pretty brutal way to bust out.
yeah, that would have been a timely double up right there, too. That would have put him right next to Vac in chips.
What do you have, 100,000? Yeah.
Yeah, he had 100, put him
he
right
needed
next
that.
to Vac, yeah.
He needed that. That was huge.
Hey, I mean, he at least gave himself a chance.
Braxton's running good. He's putting in work too. He's I think he's played a couple inaccurate hands, but for the most part, he's playing pretty
And
well.
he's caught up to, I think, Ruben in the chip lead also.
On the graphics, it's showing that he is chip leading.
Yeah.
I don't remember the hand that Hunter lost, but it shows that Hunter has 102K.
I don't remember the hand either. Who did he give it to? Rudy?
What? I think there's just a lag.
Yeah, I think there is too, because I don't think that chip total adds up.
So we'll just focus on this. So Rudy with the 9, yeah, flops trips,
Oh my goodness.
raises Braxton off of bet 75 raise. Braxton is thinking about calling off. Interesting. So Braxton raises the cutoff. Rudy completes from the big with 9-4 hearts. Rudy check raises the flop. Braxton calls, and then Rudy just open jams the turn. And Braxton does find a fold.
Rudy getting hot at the right time.
So Braxton is continuing. The thing is, like, if you're playing in a different field and people will have bluffs in those kind of spots, like they will raise you with, what was it, 997 or 996. So if they have 2 pair in those spots, sometimes they'll check raise you. But I think Rudy, honestly, he might only check raise a 9. I don't think he's balanced enough to be having bluffs there. He's not going to be doing anything wild. He might only check raise a 9. So I don't know if I like to continue from Braxton, but it didn't hurt him too much. He's still in the mix.
Razor with king 5 of diamonds. Interesting. I think this raise here has something to do with the last hand.
Yeah, he might be going on tilt. Honestly,
I mean, he gave
He
Rudy
needs to
almost what?
keep-
He gave Rudy like 150 last hand.
he gave him a lot.
Yeah, actually
gave
more
him
than
a
that.
lot.
Yeah, because Rudy went from like 450 or 500 start that hand.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's up to 700,000 now.
Rudy completes with king 6 off from the small blind, and Vac completes with a mystery hand. Yeah, this is an interesting hand. I don't know what Rudy is doing, continuing from the small. I don't
Actually,
think
a pretty
there's
good
any
flop
way.
for Braxton's hand. Honestly, I mean, flopping a pair there.
Yeah, they might smell that Braxton is upset, and they've been playing with Braxton for years, and he might be a bit tilted, and they're trying to get involved, but Braxton's not scared. C bets and uses the initiative to get folds and takes down a nice pot, and that's what makes him dangerous. He's not scared to put chips in the middle. Hunter has a huge pile of bounties. Rudy looks like he has a couple. Vac has 0. And Braxton has a huge pile of bounties as well. So those guys have been doing the majority of the work. And, in a bounty tournament, you really do have to go for those bounties. A big part of the prize pool is locked up in those bounties. So you can't
You have to change your style up a little bit too. You do have to get aggressive.
Yeah, you
Except
have to,
call a little bit looser. All ins earlier more than later.
Yep.
You do want to have your bounties before you go to the final table, of course,
yes, sir.
so you can focus on playing good poker. But early on, you got to try to pick those bounties up.
100%. 100%.
Vac goes all in here with King Jack off. I think that is the Kojak, is what they call that.
He's got the house hand.
Jigs down the blinds.
Goes all in, takes it down.
Take her down, James Brown.
Yes, sir.
Four players left in this Kojak's event number 3. Mystery no, not mystery bounty. Bounty. Black chip bounty. Yeah, they call that the BBC, the big black chip
Bounty.
bounty.
The BCB.
The BBCB. I think Vac has dipped this whole time. He's not taking a break.
Yeah, he's always got a fat ball of something in his mouth.
Whoa, whoa. Pause.
Hold up. Yeah, I believe he was a baseball player in his younger years, and that's when he started dipping and hung on to the habit as long as I've seen Vac. I think I first met him in Austin playing in a cash game, and yeah, he was dipping hard. And every time I've seen him, he's had a big ball of dip.
Nassim came back after his bust. You want to break down your hand, Nassim? The hand that knocked you out?
Hey,
Do you regret anything about it?
you know, one guy has a bracelet, the other guy doesn't. So I gotta read the charts again.
You gotta look at the charts.
He's looking at the charts right now
That's
as we
key.
speak. He did not read that book.
Hunter in a good position to take this down. I like that he plays it aggressively.
When you have no bigs, doesn't even matter what.
It didn't matter. I mean, aces is just a good spot.
Doesn't matter.
Just got unlucky.
They're gonna keep jamming until they win. Like it doesn't matter what you have really.
You got in the money though. Your patience did. I mean, folding those sevens on the button. You were just playing for. You were playing for the money.
We saw.
I was like, when I got to the final table, I was like, dude, this is gonna be freaking tough.
Yep.
So I just have to ladder up.
Mhm.
That's all the tournament.
Oh yeah.
If I was in the money already when I was in the final table, I would have played completely different.
And if it wasn't money bubble when you had those pocket sevens, do you call? Like, let's say there's like 9, 10 players remaining. Do you call with those sevens on the button, considering your stack size late in the tournament? But did it change only because of the bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if there's 9, 10. I mean, you're probably just shoving there.
Sevens, I'm probably in there. 'Cause
Yeah, you're in a great spot actually too.
I don't know what you had, but probably like ace X, right?
Ruben had ace 7 of hearts in that.
That's what I'm saying. You're actually in a big spot.
So-
Yeah, but like you said, the money
It's a
bubble
good
coming
fold.
around. Yeah, it is.
$500.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in the save already too for 500. So you were guaranteed 500 at that time, 7-handed. Oh, so then yeah.
I don't more.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big jump, 500 to 1100. Because I mean 500, you're just getting your money back. 1100, double up.
Look at that trophy, guys. They have a new trophy manufacturer this year, and they got some pretty
You guys are doing a great job.
pretty trophies. Appreciate it, bro.
You too.
Holla at your boy, Mr. Nassim in the house.
It's very hot in here, though.
Dude.
It is pretty hot in
is
here.
Cooking in here. Nah, it doesn't.
Hey, bro,
We
ain't
need
the
some
first time.
AC in here.
Ain't the first time I've been in a
Yeah,
hot environment.
dog.
Ain't the first, and it won't be the last.
I stay in the kitchen.
Oh,
It's all good.
that's not a sweater. That's a vest.
It's a vest.
That's a
homie.
vest, bruh. Come on, get that right. Well, I got a vest on. It's pretty hot in here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I'll be all right. I'll survive.
Reminded me of those times back way when. You know what I'm talking about?
In the sauna?
No, the ancestor days, I guess.
Pre-AC?
Yeah, pre-AC.
When we were fucking in the...
Don't get on the boat. Don't get on the boat.
It's hot in there. That's hilarious.
Back to the action. Back to the
Alright.
flops a pair. Hard to flop a pair in this game.
Yeah, it is.
Braxton bets.
He is
He's gonna
not
call
going to be
here.
folding.
He's gonna call here. I think he's trying to
He's
entice
not
Braxton.
folding at
Yeah,
any
he's
point.
never folding here.
Nah,
Trying
he's
to
not.
hope Braxton kind of fires one more street, pick up some more blinds. He's gonna
Man, I wonder if he will blast off here.
no bet.
He has a blocker to
No bet, no
nuts.
win.
Yeah, he's going to go for it.
Yeah.
Man, he's going to get a fold here.
He gets a
might-
fold here?
He might. I don't know.
Is that king on the river?
Yeah, he's gonna get a
Yeah.
fold.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Now you know.
Now you don't know. No bet, no win.
No bet, no win.
No bet, no win. I can't check, I lose.
Yeah, that was a great hand. That was a great hand. Very well played by Braxton.
Honestly, I mean, but
That's
how
the
is
difference.
how is he folding there?
Well, that's the problem,
If
right?
you call
so
flop, you can never fold river there. I mean, once you call the flop bet, it's
no, you
almost
just jam.
Yeah.
You check.
yeah,
jam.
you can never small.
Especially because he's a small stack at the table.
And at this point too, I mean, he's pretty substantially small, so I don't think that chip count for Hunter's right.
it
I
might
think-
not be.
No, I don't think it is because his stack still does look pretty good. Yeah, because he's got 200
Hunter has
just right.
piles. This has to be wrong, right?
Yeah.
He might have a million.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
I
good
think that's what it is. It's 1,070,000.
Yeah, I can't read numbers. I guess
Right. That has to be what it is.
I went to Snyder, Texas.
Oh, it is that. He has
The million.
He has
Okay.
a milli.
Okay, that makes way more sense because I did not see him lose a big hand or anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, the situation like I was alluding to earlier, Vac is playing where he doesn't want to put all chips in the middle. It served him well because he survived.
But now at this
But-
point, he's got to have to put like with that 10 there. You just have to just get him in there
Yeah.
and then tap the table. Say nice hand if you lose.
If you lose, you lose.
Yeah, because you can't call that flop bet. You can't put in 30 when you only have 130,000.
Right.
You're literally just giving away a big blind.
Yep.
At that point.
I would have check raised all in with any pair. I think if I have bottom pair there, I just check. When he bets, you just jam it.
Yeah.
And you
Hard to
just
make
go
a
with
pair.
It is what it is.
Hard to make a pair. One pair.
One pack good.
One pair good.
So
Nine hand.
yeah, the Vietnamese is rubbing off strong on our
Yeah,
boy Avery
nine hand.
here. the
Yeah.
The-
Nine hand.
the Vietnamese contingency in Odessa is quite strong, and
Yeah.
they're fun, man. They're a lot of fun to play with for sure. Very catchy. The
Yeah.
things that they say.
Yeah. To say the least. Hunter was 7-8 versus 5-9. Just a battle of the blinds, I think.
Yeah. How does Braxton play it? He completes, and they're gonna be someone might bet here. It depends who wants to go for it, but he'll probably just check around. And then they're gonna play the board.
Yeah. I mean, you got three people with pretty even stacks, honestly, at this point. I mean, $1 million to 655,000. I mean, that's. Yeah.
What do we got? Yeah, it looks like Vac is gonna be the next one out. I would assume.
Hey, you never know until you know, though.
Yeah, he could chip in a chair. He could always spin it up for sure.
I don't know. With how conservative he's been, I don't know. Like you said, survive in advance, man. Survive in advance.
100%.
Comes in for Hunter, right?
It's a struggle to balance when you're in a tournament. You're basically
Who's gonna
at least one of the things that you're thinking about is the value of survival versus the value of chipping up. And the later you get into the tournament, obviously the value of survival goes up, and you can either use that to your advantage and put pressure on people, or you can just play into that and actually be conservative, survive, and make money. But if you want to take down big tournaments, you have to be willing to put the gas on people sometimes and just put a gun to their head and take the chips out of their hands. You can't always have it.
They can't always have it until they do. Wow, look at this spot here. Ace, Jack, Ace, Queen, and Ace 10.
This is going to be an interesting one. I think, yeah, it's going to be over for Vac.
But also, too, you got two poker players with a lot of experience in this spot, too. So
They know.
you're probably going to, they know.
They
You're going
know
to see
what time it
you're going to
is.
see the check.
100%. It is. I forgot the term for it, but it's yeah, it's what I was talking about earlier. It's like there's collusion.
Yeah.
There's an implicit collusion involved. Like Hunter, yeah, he checks the river.
Yeah, you have to.
He understands. Like, you're not trying to chip up. You're trying to knock out the dude that's short stacked.
And there's another one down to 3 now. 3 of the usual suspects. Got Mr. Rudy, Mr. Braxton, and Mr. Hunter. And that's a decent sized bet. It's $1,000 pay jump now, is it not? Because I think third place is 2. It's 2, 3, and then 49, I believe. Something like that. Yeah. So I mean, Guaranteed at least 2,000 now at this point.
Yeah, fourth place payout was 1480. The next jump is going to be about 500 bucks, 580, and then it's going to be a 1K jump and a 2K jump. So right now the prize that they're playing for is $2,060.
I don't think you're going to see any chops from these fellows either.
No,
Not going to be any chops in the house.
Braxton will not be agreeing to any chops whatsoever.
Yeah, you're going to see this going to play out.
Yeah, this one.
He doesn't care about this amount of money, and also it's just out of pride for him. You know, once you chop up the money, it loses.
Yeah, and like I said too, any type of chop, the end of the rest of it, anything after that, it's not.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because
it's
you're
all meaningless almost.
100%. Well, I guess you're playing for
Play
points.
changes, yeah, the play changes though and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are any of these guys on the leaderboard? Rudy's super on the leaderboard. I mean, like you said,
Rudy's doing.
he's final table at all three of these. Money.
You know,
already moneyed one of 'em.
surprisingly, you have to get top. You have to hit the podium for points. I think Rudy is like 16th on the
Points right now?
points list. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's interesting. Yeah, because like I said, so has to be top three, I guess, get points.
This is gonna help. Duplantis.
The podium's top three, correct? When you say that, not just in the money.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you mean.
Yeah. So final table. You know, you're not gonna make
Any points from the final table?
any points really. You
Do you make money for cash? Like,
I don't think so. I'm
so
not,
it's only three. Okay, that makes more sense too. It keeps that prestige in, I guess, on that points for because I mean you are battling for a seat at the main event, so
right.
I believe, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
You got to reward the guys
big.
that actually get third. I mean, like you said, if there's a larger structure like paying six places today, I mean you want to hold some value up there in that being and placing higher up
Yeah.
as
yeah.
opposed to sixth and third is a big difference, not just in the money.
Definitely agree.
Like you said, Kojak's giving away 2 seats at the main event, which is pretty awesome, honestly, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's incredible value. You know, they're taking a little bit of money out of all these tournaments and paying for a package. And 2 seats to the main event is kind of unheard of. Most,
I think last year was it just one also last year, right?
I believe so. I think it was just one person got a seat last year.
So now they're trying to do it bigger and better over here in West Texas.
Yes, definitely.
Daryl right now is the leader in points right now.
Daryl is the points leader. Coach is second. Third, Tony Love. Fourth, Duplantis. Fifth, and is a tie between MJ and Paul. Seventh is Ruben. 8 is Paul Ferris, one of our new players. He's from
No, he's not new. Paul's been around a minute. No, Paul been around. Yeah, Paul Ferris been around for a couple years now.
has he?
Yeah,
Well, he's from Montana, I believe, or not Montana.
Working on it for a
Washington. Washington
plays
State.
a lot of the tournaments.
Has it been that long? Dude,
Yeah, for
time,
real.
time is wild.
It is.
And then 8th place is George Areola. So Rudy is down in 15th.
So those right now, that's I think the cutoff right now is Paul being in that 9 spot because the 2 tie for first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, George is that last seat right now in that the points tournament right now.
Yep.
Yep. And
He's
then
gonna
let's
have to
see
hold
where,
on.
like you said, how many points is this
Look,
one? Nassim's going to move up a little. Oh no, you don't. You only get it for top 3, I guess, on the points.
Hunter's going to be moving up significantly.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a big
And
jump for him.
Rudy.
He might knock
let's
Jorge
see,
down on the list. Oh, but Jorge and which are tied right for those last. Oh no.
Paul Ferris and George.
So how does that work if they're tied? That's interesting too, right there.
Well,
'Cause
they get a
George and
seat,
Shane are
right?
9 because they don't. He doesn't have a seat. Shane.
No,
They're
no.
tied right now.
What's
yeah.
only top 9?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how does that work? But like you said, Hunter's going to move up pretty substantially, so he's probably going to knock Jorge off that list.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're pronouncing that right, because some of them say it's George, some of them say it's Jorge. Depends who you ask.
Right. George doesn't speak a lot of Spanish. I'm going to defer to calling him George. If he was, more of a Spanish speaker, and I could call him Jorge, but he doesn't strike me as a Jorge, So it looks like anyone that cashes gets points or has gotten points since March. So it didn't have to be the podium. Anybody that cashes gets points into this leaders tournament. And the series events are a little bit heavier
So you
than
do
the
get points from
weekly
cashes.
tournaments.
So you do
Yeah.
get points from cash. So Nassim's going to move up a little bit too.
Yeah,
I think
he
he's in
is.
that 17 spot, and a lot of these players are not here today that are ahead of him. So I think Rudy's going to make a substantial jump. I think with the win.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how much the juice is, but Hunter and Rudy are going to be getting more points than some of the players playing with the weekly tournaments are. But where's Nassim at?
It seems in the 17 spot. But like I said, Rudy's in that 15 spot. Or really, he's in that 18 spot because of all these ties and everything like that. But he's going to move up substantially, like you said.
We'll see what it comes out to. Let's get back to the poker, guys.
Yes, sir.
So
Sorry about that.
Rudy doubles. He wins a big
Wow.
pot. He won
Yeah.
a massive pot there. I think he clipped Hunter.
Yeah, he's back up there now.
Yeah, Rudy's in a
Rudy
command
catching
position.
cards at the right time is what they say.
He's now it's very hot in here. Yeah, he's the black chip leader now.
Black chip leader. That's black. You think those chips are black? They look like gray. More gray.
Something like that.
You know what I mean? It's all
I think they're black and they just have a white fading to it, you know?
it's all
Yeah,
perspective.
I guess you're
It's
right.
all
They're
perspective.
gray.
I think my glasses are just dirty, I guess. Little smudges on those. Here we are back to the action.
Would you call those red chips or pink chips?
See now we're asking questions we don't answer to because I mean,
I just think about them like red because it's like a hue thing.
you know, when I
Technically,
say
they're
I don't even see color. I don't see color. All right.
I do.
Said he doesn't. It's the battle of the blinds. I think a bet wins this flop. Yeah, it's gonna
Blind
be a
versus
bet fold.
blind.
Yeah, blind versus blind bet fold. Unless Rudy tries to hit runner.
I think.
But
Yeah, the thing is, I think
never check raising. here.
Braxton might have an edge at this final table, but he might shoot himself in the foot and put a little too much aggression out there. He will win himself some pots, but I can see himself overdoing it for sure. But yeah, in my opinion, he might have the edge right now.
Bro, it is really hot in here. I wasn't even thinking about that until they started saying something. I think it's because Johnny's talking a little bit too much, breathing that hot air in the environment.
That fuego, that blaze fuego.
They don't call him Johnny Blaze for nothing. I think it's because he has hot breath.
Your mama tells me.
Yeah. Oh, your mama.
Your mama be telling me that shit every time.
Here it is. Braxton right here with looks like a raise with 10-7 off.
He's got
like
15
80,000.
bigs. Man, everyone is getting really short.
Yeah.
Braxton and Hunter are now sitting about even in chips, and Rudy sitting on 1.1 mil. Braxton has the initiative here.
I think he's going to check here.
He's
I mean, I
gonna
think a
opt to
bet would
check on the 885.
have taken this flop down, and now he's in trouble.
Man, now he might bet.
Yeah.
He picks up a straight draw.
And he feels like his two cards are still alive after that check on the flop.
Right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, also, too, you don't know. Hunter's range is pretty large. He's completing a big blind call here this late in the tournament with those blind.
Yep.
Where the blinds are at. A 9 here would be a trouble card for Hunter.
Yeah, runs out clean. I would like to see a check out of Braxton.
Do you think the chips would have gotten there if that river 9 comes? Considering Hunter would river 2 pair, a bigger 2 pair than the board.
He's going for it. Say again?
I said a 9. You think the chips would have gotten there with the 9 on the river? Would have made Braxton a straight and then would gave Hunter a bigger 2 pair.
Yes.
I think the chips get in there this late in the tournament,
Yeah.
like you said. But like you said, no bet, no win. Braxton's going to fire out 125,000.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Man, he
Yeah.
finds the call.
Yeah. I
Finds
don't think
the
there's
call.
much to think about this late in the tournament at that point. Braxton did race pre-flop, but I
Valiant
think
effort.
King X here, not really much in his range.
Yeah, that's what he's repping. You know, he bets the turn though. When he bets the turn, he doesn't have a lot of King X.
Yeah.
So the king on the river, it looks like it's his card, but after betting the turn, it removes a lot of King X out of his range. So yeah, he'll probably end up having like a lot more Queen 10, 10 9, 10 7, 9. What was it? Queen 9. Just all the straight draws. It's more likely he has those hands than
When you get,
a hand containing the king.
but when you get down this juncture in the tournament, I mean, having a high card that holds a lot of value 3-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any King X, like at this point right here,
100%. It's
King X, X. I mean,
he folds to Rudy. You know, Rudy's got the big stack. Braxton is now short, and so Hunter does not want to.
wow, those blinds. I mean, three-handed. You kind of see those chips move a little bit. Lose a couple of your blinds. Call something pre-flop, a raise, and those chips can shrink. What's the chip count right now, Rudy? Not a substantial lead by any means. But like you said, Braxton is slowly kind of dwindling at this point. Rudy with 5-7 of spades. There's something about those little suited connectors that just make you believe.
Speak for yourself, dog.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like Nacho Libre said, I want to win.
I want to win.
I want to win. With the suited connecting hand.
Rudy
6,
continues
8.
through a call. Braxton checks back. 8 high flop,
Oof.
giving Rudy middle pair. He's going to be continuing here. Braxton.
One pair is pretty huge this juncture in the tournament.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Holds a lot of value. Oh,
Oh, my God.
oh my goodness.
7 on the turn. Braxton's going to have to continue. He's protecting from the overcards. He's protecting from the straight draws. He's getting value out of a 2.
Does the
Protecting from the flush
the
draws.
check raise here, I mean, is super strong, is it not, from Rudy? He's got to just smooth call here. Maybe hope for a bluff on the river.
Oh, no. He check raises and Braxton continues.
Oh, they get him in there. Ugh.
You know, the thing is, like, I guess I shouldn't even be shouldn't be giving away Rudy's game, but he really would just, I don't think he has any bluffs here. He never doesn't have a 7, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, he raises and he calls there. He doesn't go all
Check
in.
raises
He just call,
turn,
and he just calls.
and Braxton continues.
And Braxton's still alive? He doesn't bet river?
No. Why would he bet river? That'd be upsetting. That would be an insane bet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're only getting called by better if you bet
Correct.
river. Yeah.
Correct.
Easy, but you check, he bets, you still call though, right?
Right.
Every time. 150,000 in a $760,000 pot. Yeah. You just tap the table and say nice hand after they show you that 7.
100%.
Not folding trips this late in the tournament. But that's speaking from a player with no tournament experience whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, Braxton might have been. The thing is, like, once Braxton starts going on tilt, he doesn't like folding. Just pre-flop, post-flop, he doesn't. He's not a quitter. You know, he's not just gonna shy away.
And there it is right here.
If he gets hit in the face, he's gonna
All in.
go in for more.
Runs into ace queen in the.
And
But
so
at this point too,
that's what he
I
does.
think there's not a lot of hands that Hunter folds with that all in right there, right? I mean, it's only 4 bigs.
Yep. Picks up a straight flush draw. Yeah, this is playing itself.
Yeah.
So he needs a 5 or a heart and does not find it.
Too many
Braxton
outs. Too many outs.
Going to be eliminated in
Third
third
place.
place
Good run.
for $1,480.
Hey, not going home empty-handed.
Not a bad day's work. He would have preferred the trophy, of course.
Yeah. Can't call in sick tomorrow with 1,400. You can do it with 4,900 though.
Oh, yeah.
Call your boss and tell him you're tired. And then there was 2. Wow. Something about the way that sunlight reflects off Rudy's head. Something,
Yeah.
something about it. Looks like he oils up that thing sometimes. 4s and 5-8. 2 pretty experienced players heads up. I think they played a lot of heads up battles before, so should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Hunter and Rudy are both not.
Rookies to the situation.
Yeah, they've been at a bunch of final tables. When they first arrived in town and started playing at Kojak's, I know that they both had a pretty good stretch where they would make final tables really frequently. Hunter, for a while, was making. I remember him making all the final tables. It felt like.
Heads up is just a different game, is it not? Tournament
Yeah.
style. I mean, speaking from someone with your experience and stuff like that too, you know it is. It's a lot different.
Honestly, I've studied more final table situations than I've had actual real life situations at a final table, but it's a different game entirely.
Do you think the stakes matter? The stakes have to matter though. Also, in like heads up battles, as opposed to playing for let's say 4,900 as opposed to like 20,000. You know what I mean?
For normal people, for me, it It doesn't factor at
Just
all. I just play.
The amount of money doesn't. Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
care.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I just play the game.
Yeah. Worry about it after, I guess.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're stuck in your head worried about the money, it'll affect your decision making. So you just play the cards and just fight the best you can.
Don't forget tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock, right, Johnny? Is that first mini main 1 o'clock?
Yeah, 1 o'clock is
1 p.m. You can be done and take your wife out for dinner. Maybe win you a seat by about 7 o'clock. I mean, hey, you still have plans for the night. And if you lose, you can still play the one at 6.
100%.
Yeah, get
100%.
your little dinner break. I think
gonna-
late registration's open for what, 2.5 hours? I believe it's something like that.
It's gonna be fun. I'm not sure how long registration is gonna be open.
Just so I mean, just in case you get off work early, I mean, you still be alive to enter that first one around 2:33 ish, probably.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. Yeah,
I'm sure it's at least 2 hours of
yeah.
late
At least I
registration.
think the one today was what 2:15, so I think he usually does keep them around the same time, stuff like that. Especially considering it is a Friday, so people got to stay at work a little bit. Still needs to leave the office pretty early.
Definitely.
I think on what is it, Saturday night they're at 1, 6, and 10 o'clock. If you're a late night crawler, that last chance.
Yeah,
10 o'clock, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a turbo or not.
It's gonna be a turbo.
It is going to be a turbo at 10
Yes.
o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock on Saturday. It's gonna be a turbo. $360 entry. It's 25K guarantee.
Which is going to soar past that. I
It'll
mean,
hit
yeah,
40 at
yeah.
least.
I think, yeah.
I would think.
I think they should hit that one pretty easy.
Yeah,
I think it probably might be done before you even get to your third flight, fourth flight.
for sure.
I believe there is 5 flights, yes. 2 tomorrow, 1 and 6, and then Saturday, 1, 6, and 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir. I'm
So want to
excited.
play that 1 at 10? I don't know if Johnny Blaze himself's going to fire a bullet or not.
Man, if I can get off, I'm gonna be coming in early both days. I know they will be bringing in some dealers. If I can,
Just call in sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sick, but I got healthy. The tournament started. I don't know what happened. I don't know what got across me. It's such a good tournament. I got healthy. I don't know.
And just
Yeah, I don't know what come up to me. I think someone touched me.
come in sniffling
Yeah, sneeze a couple times.
and be good to go.
I can wear a mask as a player, but I do not prefer to wear a mask as a dealer.
No, I would hate. I never wore the mask, man. I never bought into the COVID thing, and I am not vaxxed. I never wore masks, and
It's like Bane. Nobody cared who it was until I put on the mask.
Yeah.
Hunter here with Queens. Rudy, I guess just thinking here with 10-7. I don't know if Hunter's raised it or not.
he's Hollywooding as he does. I think they were talking business.
You talking about a chop? Yeah, because I think Rudy does chop.
He's tanking.
Yeah,
Think about a chop, I suppose.
yeah. Trying to work something out here.
Rudy's on the button. He's deciding how he wants to play it. He continued through a call. Hunter is going to raise, of course, and take it down. On to the next hand.
I think they are working out a chop or something like that.
Yeah, they were talking business right now,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's our chases in there.
Yeah,
Trying to figure out the numbers.
yeah. They're pausing right now. There is a break in the action. Pay that man his money. I think they do got a deal worked out. I think they have equal stacks right now, do they not? I think they have almost identical 1.5 to
1.5
almost
to
a
a
mil.
mil.
Yeah. This late in the tournament, I mean, is that? I mean, was that 2-1 or was that 2. Sorry, I'm not a good mathematician.
20K, 40K blinds, so it's like
I mean, they both have what, 7 bigs?
12 big. It's a 12 big advantage.
Yeah.
Which is quite a bit. They both have a million is 25 bigs.
So 25 and 37 bigs.
Yeah.
Queen, Jack, and Ace, King. Yeah.
Might get some
Heads up. I mean,
fireworks.
you're going to see some chips getting there. Heads
Heads
up.
up. Those are strong hands.
Queen high.
Ace King, obviously 9-handed. That's a strong hand. So heads up. It's a monster.
Yeah.
Queen.
Jack heads up has to
Jack.
be a monster, too. I mean, honestly. But it is, like, at the end of the day, it is still just Queen high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna 3-bet or anything
Nah.
like that ever, but
See a flop.
he will take a flop, and the likelihood of being dominated in
And he's going to have an easy fold here.
heads up situations goes down significantly. Whereas if it's a full table, you have a queen high or
That Jack makes things interesting. Picks up a pair. I don't think Rudy's going to get out of line here.
nah.
Not at this point. You can find better spots.
Bet from Hunter.
And a
Rudy
call.
continues. He's drawing to a king or a jack. and does
Not
not
gonna get
find
it.
it. He's going to check. Hunter will likely be betting. I can see a world where he checks, but he should be betting. Curious on sizing. He chooses 150. I like it.
I think Rudy might pay this one off. He's looking, yeah, he's kind of disgusted, but he's like, yeah, I'm going to pay this one off. And I think Hunter takes a chip lead now. Still not sure if they worked out a chop or not. But from the way they're playing right now, I don't think they have. I think they have.
They've definitely moved money around somewhat,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Playing,
Coming this late in the tournament, hey.
playing for points is big too, though, because they're both
The point, even if they
outside
chop the points, doesn't matter. I mean, the points, it still goes to who actually wins it outright, correct?
It does. It
Okay,
does.
you don't chop the points up and stuff like that.
They're both pretty close to the top 9 as well. So
I guess Rudy wanted to move over so he could look him in his eyes.
Yeah, he did. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Shades on so he can't see the haters. Two different players when the shades are on and the shades are off.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It it helps to be able to see their eyes, but very often you could just look at their mannerisms, their timings, pay attention to their body language, and you can get a lot of information from that. Also, like the way they peel their cards, how much the cards grab their attention versus not, the expressions on their faces, all that other kind of stuff.
How much? 495.
And that is a nice looking trophy too.
It is a nice looking trophy.
Let's see. So button Hunter is going to be completing. King 2 off.
King high heads up is
Rudy
a big hand.
checks the Queen 4 off. Going to a flop.
Go ahead.
Ace high monotone flop. Rudy, the only one with a spade. Let's see how he plays it. And you got a bet from Hunter. I like it. Just take a stab. Very often you're going to fold out a lot of their air balls.
Does Rudy not raise here?
He doesn't raise a lot, man. Like if he's
And there he goes. Easy fold for
look,
Hunter.
he makes the flush on the river and he checks it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not calling anything.
No,
The only thing that calls you, baits you.
correct.
Heads up action here in Midland, Texas, 2:12 a.m. I think that's standard time.
So this might take a while. We'll see how it goes.
Never know, heads up. It end any minute now.
They're about neck and neck.
You don't know till you know.
You trap too much, Emmy. Had a little visit from one of the players. We're keeping a mystery for now, but it seems as though there has been an elimination, and we do have a champion.
Elimination. Is that a
And that-
Italian like Rudy's hoodie?
What's that?
Elimination.
Elimination. Elimination.
Elimination. French. Sorry.
Hey, oui, oui. All right, bet.
Heads up. What's that? Let's say freaking crap. Let's go. Here we are. Heads up with our legs up. Johnny's legs are up.
Shout out to Spivey.
Johnny's legs are in the air.
I put legs.
Shout out to Spivey.
I put legs on.
He doesn't even know.
Heads up with your legs up.
Whose legs are up? King 7 versus 3-7. It's going to take a cooler usually at this point, right? Or someone flops a draw, something like that usually. Kind of at this point in the tournament. But
Cooler or a punt?
yeah.
One or the other.
But you're not going to see him just get in there pre-flop unless it's a cooler. It's going to be some post-flop all-in probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure, right? Someone flops a draw and someone just has a pair.
Has a pair and they make a good call or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ten five of diamonds, jack 3 offsuit. Coming to a head, you guys. We have they didn't agree to chop. Nice. So they're playing for the money.
Go get the money. Go get the money.
We stand corrected, you guys.
Yeah,
They,
there's no chopping
they-
these guys. These
they
guys
talked
are.
about it.
Yeah, they're.
Decided to play it out.
Yeah, they wanted a real champion today.
Gotta respect it.
Yes, sir, you do. It's not about the money sometimes, especially for people who got money.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You know, like Braxton says, you know, chopping is for poor people. That's his mentality.
That's
on
why they
it.
say financing is for poor people. Chopping's for poor people. Hey, man.
I'll be chopping sometime.
Hey, bro. I ain't the richest dude around. You know what I'm saying? Every dollar helps. Every dollar helps. Yeah, you know, just the usual Rudy in here, you know. Usual.
That was a good bet. A great bet
Yeah.
for Rudy for sure.
Yeah, great bet from Rudy. That guy knows how to play poker.
Yeah, you know, in a limp pot, there's not going to be a lot of ace-x in hunters. He's not going to be checking back a lot of ace-x, so it's a good card to bet, I would think. It's good thinking. He's smart and he looks, that's for sure.
These guys don't chop.
We were going to give him first place and the trophy, and I'd take the seat in the tournament, which they've been doing it all week long.
No, they stopped that.
Well, they stopped it for the first time.
Yeah,
The
so
seat.
they,
Oh, and the
they were
seat in the-
talking about giving.
So it's the seat in the which seat were
We're
you?
going to chop the money evenly.
Uh-huh.
He keeps the trophy, and I get the seat for the tournament champions.
Right.
Oh, so he gets the first place money, but you were going to get the seat in the tournament of champions.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
At that time, I had it in chips.
So you do not have a seat in the tournament of champions yet.
I do not.
But hey, you got a lot of cashes though. Cashes matter. Hey,
Every freaking time.
hey, I'll take the money over that seat sometime. Well, also,
Well, no, we
but you're in the points. You're still in the points running though.
I am.
Yeah, Rudy's still in the points running. So
We didn't chop the money. We played.
yeah, I think he's going to move up quite a bit though with the second place finish. I don't know what the point structure is at this time, but I think he should move up pretty good. He's not too far out.
I can't do anything. He flops top pair every time.
When it's your time, it's your
Every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Every time. He does flop top pair quite a bit. Hunter just had one of those. I mean, he played good, mixed with run good. Little play good. He makes play good with run good.
Play
Going to
good.
get good results every time.
This is going to be closing out the action, you guys. Pocket queens on the button from Rudy. He likes to trap, so he's going to trap, I would assume. Yeah, sure enough.
100%.
I'm telling you, hey, you're gonna have to start evolving, bro. If I can call
Yeah.
all your hands,
Man, you know, it's crazy how good people are when they see your hands. It's crazy how good they are.
Save.
They're so good when they can see
Oh,
hands.
no.
I feel like I've gotten so much better today because I can see these guys' hands.
it
But
would
then it's not going to translate
played
at
the
all
same.
when you go play.
played the same.
Call him pre-flop, he wins.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It,
he's
it
calling heads up with
it plays the same. He played. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
same
what it
guy
is.
ended up playing that super well.
If he would have folded, that would have been an impressive fold.
Hey, man.
So yeah, Rudy talking about how well Hunter ran on the final table. It's hard to flop top pair, and he had top pair quite a bit.
Consistently.
Decides to
don't-
trap with the queens, which is it's not a bad play. The thing is, when you're on the button in the final table, if you have a strong hand like that, and the stacks are so short, you're forcing them into a pot with the entirety of their range. And so if they flop a weak pair, they're gonna feel the need to continue. They'll never put you on the bigger cards. So like you flop a set of queens here, and they have top pair, they're never folding. You're gonna get action from smaller pairs. So there's a lot of merit to trapping for sure.
I will say those sunglasses look good though.
Man, of course. You know Rudy's in here talking about how good he looks. You know the usual.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe we found a team here with me and Blaze.
it. Might have found a commentary team.
Hey, he
guys.
knows a lot about poker, and I know a lot about sayings.
Yeah. Every time.
He gives you the insight. He gives you the insight. Very knowledgeable poker player.
Yeah, I read the pamphlets.
Go read some books.
I read Luke.
Coming down. Not too many hands remaining, I don't believe.
No, they'll be up in the next 5 minutes, I believe. There's a 15-minute lag, and
The tournament just completed about 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
they busted.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes ago for sure.
Yeah. Finished up, got paid. Still don't know who our winner is, though.
Clubs on the turn. I'd like to see a bet from Rudy in this spot. If you pick up equity on that turn, you're going to want to be betting for sure. Potentially check raising. I don't know if he's going to find it. Aggression generates folds, and that's
Heads
worth
up,
a
like-
lot.
Yeah. Heads up. I mean,
Yeah, he's going to find a check raise. I like it. That's nice.
the only thing that calls you beats you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. That's good poker right there.
Yeah. Don't want to see the river if you get there or not. Just take it down when you can.
Mm-hmm. So he picks up an extra 50K. I personally would have bet that turn, but that's just me. Queen high. It's Queen high is ahead of a lot of hands, and
A lot of draws in that spot, too, though. With a club on the turn, a lot of draws. But
No,
Queen High doesn't beat many of those draws.
King 7 deuce deuce. There's no straight draws, so it's only the club draws. You're covering it. On a paired board, it's harder for them to have pairs. So, like, say it was, for example, like King 7.
And
Four
Hunter continues
deuce.
that run on this final table.
That's
I mean,
a-
just gets
totally
jacks.
different. Jacks versus King Jack O.
Oof. And King Jack is a huge hand heads up, is it not?
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
For sure. He's going to jam here. Rudy might call it off. Yeah, I think he probably is going to call off here.
You can't just smooth call here with jacks, right?
He ends up raising. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Again, there's 250 ways to play jacks,
So he's
and they're all wrong.
on the button with King Jack offsuit. He raises to 3 bigs, which puts in a lot of his stack
He's going to raise
with
here.
a suboptimal hand. If you're going to raise, I'd like to see it.
And Rudy, can Rudy just
to 100,000.
complete here, just call here? And he doesn't shove? I mean, is he?
I wouldn't. I think he raised too big in the first place.
You do want to see a flop here, though. After putting in 150 in there, you kind of do have to complete.
What hands do you beat is the question.
And what flop do you fold to?
You're gonna miss.
Yeah, I mean, what flop do
80
you
or
fold to?
90% of the time.
Yeah, like what flop do you fold it all into?
You're dominated. All your kings. He doesn't have any worse kings, I don't think. And that's a huge problem. Again, you're gonna miss most of the time. So
Yeah,
that's a
and you just
problem.
have King High. But King High also does hold a lot of value heads up. It's late in the tournament.
Not versus a 3-bet, I don't believe. just because it's very
Not
often
beating much here.
ace
Yeah,
high.
yeah. With king high, you're not beating much here.
Nah,
You got no draws, no back. He has a backdoor spade draw, but
I don't see any hands that he beats.
Yeah.
I wonder if he goes with it. Just because he has the king of spades, you know?
I know. Now he's looking at his
Look,
watch.
now he's just
Yeah.
tied up.
Oh, I'm gonna let him have it. Rudy's down to 675,000. 3-1 chip lead now. I think that was. Yeah, the usual punting. Here it
Here
is.
it is.
Here
This
it
is the final hand. Ace king from Hunter. Hunter ran pure. His final table, that's for sure.
Yeah, he ran
Also,
pure and he played good.
also played quite well.
Yes, sir. Give that man his flowers.
Raises to 1.25, I think. 150 he raises to.
Rudy just calls her with 10-3. Is it because it's suited? Is it?
He
There's
like-
something about those suited hands, man. It's like
He
10-3
likes
offsuit,
his suited
10-3 of hearts.
It's too much of his. It's too big of a. percentage.
Yeah, we're getting him in
Goes
there every
for a
time.
Sick flop.
Yeah. The worst flop for Rudy's hand. But also, that's exactly the flop you're looking for when you call pre-flop with that hand. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, you're looking. I mean, you're looking for a flush draw.
But
Can I
that's
flop a
why-
flush draw and get him
why-
in there and hit?
That's why you don't call with it, honestly. But I don't know what I know. You know, these guys.
Yeah,
have
these
made-
guys are actually on the final table. We're just talking about these guys on the final table.
Yeah, these guys have had better results than I have. So
And you
Just
can't win
loves
if you don't play. That's what I always say.
Rudy happy, gamble for a big chunk of the chips. It doesn't work out in his favor, but he's happy to put. it in
But
there
there's
and
something
see what
about that
happens.
standing up, man. When you stand up, I think your percentage goes up by. Don't get me wrong with this. I think it goes up by 20% when you stand up.
You think?
It goes up by 20% when
That
you stand up. And then if you walk off and say nice hand, I think it goes up about 35%.
Yeah.
So you got to do the whole spill. You can't. You got to complete. You got to buy into it.
It's important to bring.
Nice
the
hand.
backpack.
Nice hand.
You need the
she'd love it.
backpack,
Yeah.
you
You
put
got to
on
get the
the
backpack.
backpack,
Got to
the
walk on. Get the
jacket.
shades on.
Take a drink of water.
Yeah. Call your wife. Do all of the above, and you might hit.
Gives you an.
But that's his problem here. He did not walk off. If he walked off, he would.
Yeah, look, he's there.
Yep. See, look, he's there still. You got to
trying
walk
call
off.
it.
And you would have hit it. That's gonna wrap up everything in this tournament.
Yes, sir. So that is a wrap for our stream, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, we have the mini main featuring tomorrow here at Kojak's, also on Saturday, and day 2 will be playing on Sunday. We have a 1 p.m. flight. Doors are going to be opening at noon, so feel free to drop in. We're going to have a full snack bar, sandwiches, pizzas. The hot dogs are really good. And come hang out, have a good time, and get out of the hot sun and play some cards. It's a whole lot of fun. And
They do have the one hot dog challenge also. I think Johnny Blaze, he said eat the hot dog in one bite. Johnny Blaze is going to buy your hot dog.
that's a bet. All right, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you and your time and your attention. And signing off.